Hello, everybody. Steve coming at you, and welcome to Last Reps Baseball. Tonight should be an exciting matchup between two Japanese powerhouse baseball teams. I hope you all enjoy this and treat Freddie with all the respect he deserves. Call a good game, Freddie, and who knows, someday you may even see me in one of these games. And if you don't, you might want to come check out my channel and see what I do. You know what? But hey, let's get back to Freddie. Let's get some baseball. Let's just have a great game.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Last Reps Baseball's YouTube channel. We are going to be providing you all of the commentary tonight between the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters and the Orix Buffaloes. This game is going to be going off at Hokkaido Field in Kobe, as it is a game that will be featuring the Buffaloes as the home team. Of course, they used to be the Orix Blue Wave, and the Kintetsu Buffaloes used to play in Osaka when they merged together. The Kobe-based team of Orix merged together with the Osaka-based team of Kintetsu, and they became the Orix Buffaloes. Well, here are the lineups. First of all, tonight for the visitors from Hokkaido, leading off and playing in center field is number 50, Ryota Isobata. Batting second and playing in left field is number 7, Go Matsumoto. Hitting third at third base is number 21, Kotaro Kiyomiya. And the cleanup spot in right field is number 66, Chusei Manami. Batting fifth at first base is number 2, Ariel Martinez. Hitting in the sixth spot is the designated hitter number 38, Kazunori Ishii. Batting seventh and doing the catching is number 23, Tori Fushimi. Batting eighth at second base is number 4, Daigo Kawakabata. And batting ninth and at shortstop, number 49, Haruka Yamada. And they are going to be facing Tsuchiya Yamazaki, who is 7-2 on the season. He's got 69 innings pitched. He's allowed 62 hits. He has walked 12, struck out 50, and he's got an ERA of 3.65. So the lefty goes to the hill for the Buffaloes. And now your starting lineup for Orix, leading off and in right field, number 9, Tomoya Noguchi. Batting second and playing second base is number 53, Sho Gibbo. Hitting third and playing shortstop is number 24, Kotaro Kobayashi. In the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting, number 40, Leandro Cedeno. Batting fifth and getting the nod at first base tonight is number 55, Tio Okada. Batting sixth and in center field wearing number 67 is Kai Nakagawa. Batting seventh at third base is number number 9, Yuma Mune. And then batting eighth is the catcher, number 2, Kenya Wakatsuki. And batting ninth in center field is number 50, Yuya Oda. And they are going to be facing, for the Fighters tonight, it's going to be Cody Ponce, who's taking to the hill. It's only his second start. He got roughed up in his season debut. He went 3 1/3 innings, allowed 8 hits, 5 runs, all of which were earned. He walked 1 and struck out 2. We want to welcome everybody into the stream tonight, whether it's CV, Titus, our friend, the Living Room Sports. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody, with the first pitch of the ball game. We'll get ourselves settled in for this one here. It is going to be Fighters and Buffaloes from Kobe when we return right after this. Welcome back, everybody, and we appreciate Caesar for doing that, as he has said, he sent it out to his Facebook community. We appreciate you for doing that, Caesar, and we got everybody in the house tonight. We got Shotgun Shell, we got Zay, we got Titus, as we said, Living Room Sports. So we're ready to go from here. And so CV says, who is Ponce? He was a former Pittsburgh Pirate. I don't know all the details of him. Of course, the Pittsburgh Pirates over the last few years, not quite the ball club where you would be building championship players around, although they have had a run this year of some of their top picks are making it to the major leagues. They are a much better ball club. But he is from Pomona, California, originally a second-round pick of the Milwaukee Brewers out of Cal State Poly. And that would have been back in the 2015 draft. He had pitched at Cal State Poly. He was at the big league level with the Pittsburgh Pirates. A couple of seasons, he was 1-7 with a 5.86 ERA, and he took his act to Japan last year, where he was 3-5 with the Fighters, and this year here 0-1 officially right now. So here comes the first pitch of the ball game from Yamazaki, and it's a fastball that catches the inside corner to Isabata, and we are underway here in Kobe. Isabata batting .255, no homers and a couple RBIs, and swings at a fastball and chops that one foul down the third baseline. The count is now 0-2. This field in Kobe, just to give you an idea, this is very much like a Major League Baseball type of stadium, or at least field-wise. It's got the regular infield dirt. It's not turf. It is got grass in the infield, where sometimes some of the stadiums you'll see it's artificial turf. They have cutouts, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. This is a bit of an odd start, a 4 p.m. start Japan time, or midnight Pacific. Originally, we thought it was going to be a 10 p.m. Pacific or 1 a.m. Eastern game, but it went off at midnight. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and shot foul over on the third base side. It's a beautiful diamond, especially the way it's laid out. And then, of course, just the way that the walls are. The walls get really, really tight just past the first and third base bags, and then it fans out into the corners. But a beautiful, very beautiful venue to see a game. I play a number of series here, dedicate a number of series each year to the Buffaloes. As we said, it was Kobe where the Orix Buffaloes once played. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep right center field. Moving back on the edge of the warning track and making the catch is the right fielder, Noguchi. Isabata sent it a long ways. He just didn't send it long enough. That is going to retire Isabata for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Go Matsumoto. Our friend CV says Pomona, he's a local guy. That is for sure. As Cody Ponce will be taking over. This is going to bring Go Matsumoto to the plate, who has started to swing it a little bit better lately. He's got his average at .276 with 3 homers and 22 RBIs. The Pacific League batting champion for 2022 takes a breaking ball over for a strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Matsumoto batting a right-handed here against the left-handed throwing Yamazaki, who delivers a fastball. This is swung on. This is lined into right field, drifting over toward the foul line, and making the catch is Noguchi. He's a busy man already here tonight. 2 outs and both to the glove of the right fielder. That is going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Kitaro Kiyomiya. It's a beautiful sunny day in Kobe today. There's some cloud in the area, but scattered through the sky. It is a bright day. The pitcher for the Buffaloes is wearing sleeves underneath, but it is quite warm. Some of the players also are sleeved up. Not everybody. There is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. Moving back onto the warning track. On the warning track, looking up, and this one is gone. It's not going to get it. Noguchi watches that one sail into the second row, just out of his reach. And Kiyomiya has put the Fighters on the board here, 1-0. And the top of the first inning. That was way too good a pitch by the pitcher Yamazaki there to Kiyomiya. He's jumped on the first pitch that he saw and delivered a solo shot to right field, and we are underway with the scoring here. A solo shot by Kitaro Kiyomiya. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. Manami has been leading the Pacific League for much of the season. He slipped in behind, if I'm not mistaken, it was Hideo Asamura or Yuki Yanagita had caught him. I'll have to go back and take a look, as he is going to take a breaking ball outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Something unique that is going on here in the NPB is there are a lot of teams right now. There's specifically 2, being the Fighters. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is popped up into right field. And again, Noguchi going to make the play, and he does, and that's going to end it. All 3 outs go to Noguchi, and the home run sails over his head. So the right fielder, a busy man in the first inning as he makes all the putouts. If you would have been betting that online tonight, probably would have made yourself a lot of money. Who would have thought all 3 putouts go to the right fielder in the first inning? 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through a half inning. It is the Fighters 1 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. I'll come back and tell you what I was thinking with regards to all of these teams here with 2 10-game losing streaks going on in the NPB right now. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Cody Ponce has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one back underway as he is going to be facing the top of the order in Tomoya Noguchi, Shogibo, and Kotaro Kobayashi. As we mentioned in the first inning, Tomoya Noguchi already making a yeoman's work of plays out in right field, and he is going to get things going at the plate. He's hitting .236 with a homer and 10 RBIs. Our friend Shotgun Shell says it's been too long. That is for sure. We haven't seen Shotgun Shell in a bit, at least in the live stuff. We're glad you're with us. Of course, we have been doing some sporadic stuff ourselves as that fastball misses outside for ball one. I was thinking about doing a game last night. In fact, I wanted to do a game last night, but I didn't get home from Seattle till after 3 a.m. Pacific time. That game ended up at about 10:07 between the Jays and the Mariners. As there's a fastball swung on it, is tap foul over on the first base side. The count goes even to 1-1 to Noguchi. Was in Seattle last night to see the Mariners walk off the Blue Jays in the bottom of the ninth inning. A Teoscar Hernandez bullet off the right field wall scored the runner from third to be able to bring home a victory for the Mariners over the Blue Jays after the Blue Jays had a 2-0 lead. Here is the 1-1 pitch from Ponce as he rocks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 1-2. It is going to be only less than a month away, 4 weeks from today, that we will be en route to Japan. So hopefully you guys can follow us for some of our journeys, as we will be posting videos on the daily. Sometimes not always baseball. We'll actually include some different stuff on our channel. So here comes the 1-2 pitch, as it is a fastball swung on and missed. Ponce strikes out Noguchi to begin the bottom of the first inning. So 1 up and 1 away for the Buffaloes. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Shogibo. Well, for Gibbo tonight, he's batting .310. He's got no homers and 5 RBIs. He strides to the plate tonight. The Buffaloes have been playing good baseball this last month or so, as they are the top of the heap in the Pacific League. Ponce working set to the belt. He rocks into a windup actually from there. And there is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the bullpen area. The bullpens here are on the left field and right field lines, kind of like in sight of where the Lions play. They have the netting, and that's where the bullpens are located. Some of these stadiums have them underneath the dugouts, so you don't actually get a chance to see the pitchers warm up. They're actually below. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And it is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. Our friend CV says you can make short of baseball card hunts. Well, a couple of things that I'm looking to be able to do. We're going to do a few things. One of the footage that I'm going to do is I'm going to take people from the main area, Tokyo Station as an example. There's a fastball, take it for a called third strike. Oh, Gibbo stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 2. So Cody Ponce come out throwing darts. And that pitch there caught the outside corner. A great call by the home plate umpire. Certainly wasn't squeezing Ponce there. And that is going to retire Gibbo for the second out. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. Well, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to take you from, for example, Tokyo Station and give you some guidance on how to get to the ballparks. There are 5 in the Tokyo surrounding area. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. One of the ones, or at least one of the videos, obviously the 2 teams that are Tokyo-based are the Swallows and the Giants. The other 3 that are in the area are Chiba, Saitama, being the Cebu Lions. As the pitch is delivered, it is a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. And of course, the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars, all within striking distance of Tokyo. So here comes the 1-1 pitch as Ponce ready to go again. As we said, he holds set at the belt, but then he rocks into a windup. So it's a pseudo position. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined into right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. So both of these teams have base hits with 2 away as Kobayashi's got himself a single. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leandro Cedeno. Well, defensively tonight for the Fighters, from left to right field, it's Matsumoto's in left, Isabata is in center, and Manami in right. Around the horn from first to third, Martinez is locking down first tonight. At second base, it's Kamikawa Kabata. Yamada is the shortstop, and Kiyomiya is at third with the battery of Ponce and Fushimi. So Cedeno, who has enjoyed himself the good last couple of weeks, since he's been inserted into the lineup, batting 300, 6 homers and 23 runs batted in. The big fellow waits here on the first offering. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. As we said in one of our previous streams last weekend, Cedeno, when we saw him play the first time, he was wearing the number 120-something. He was on the development squad. As the Buffaloes had him in spring training, they've seen enough to say, we like this guy. There's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled off his lead leg, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Leandro Cedeno. Talking a little bit about the losing streaks in the NPB. Of course, one of the losing streaks of note has been there are 2 teams that have 10-game or longer losing streaks have never won the pennant, and one of that would be pointed right toward the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Hawks have lost 10 consecutive games for the first time in 38 years. And they said it's the first time that 2 teams in the same league have lost consecutive games of 10 or more. The Fighters are 1 right now as they're sitting on an 11-game losing streak. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. So both the Fighters and the Hawks are trying to find a way to get a victory, and I think the one way they could do that is if they played each other. At least somebody's going to have to win unless it ends up in a 12-inning tie. And that would probably be as funny as anything else. The Buffaloes have a 3.5-game lead on the Marines in the Pacific League and 6.5 on the Hawks. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Cedeno is down on strikes. He thinks he's fouled it off. We're going to wait to see here if they're going to go for a challenge, but the home plate umpire up with the right hand says that he is gone, and they wanted to take a look at the baseball, and Cedeno doesn't believe it. He is gone for out number 3 here in the first inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was a hit by Kobayashi. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 1 complete. It is the Fighters 1 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning when we return after this. We appreciate you guys for being here. James Connolly says, I've never been here before. Well, that's great. Hopefully you can be here for a bit. Hang tight, guys. We'll be right back after this. And our friend Shotgun Shell by Demand demands more of these. Welcome back, everybody, including James Connolly, who has been here before, as Keen Lopez has joined us, and Zay is in the house as well. Looks like we're going to have a nice crowd in here tonight. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat for the Fighters. That means Ariel Martinez, Kazunori Ishii, and Tori Fushimi to face the left-hander Sachiya Yamazaki. For Ariel Martinez, the Cuban is hitting .248 on the year. He's got 11 homers and 31 RBIs. And the first pitch is a slow breaking ball that just misses low for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Martinez batting .248, as we said, and he is getting a chance to start at first base. He does catch for the Fighters as well. As the pitch is delivered, it is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It is stopped by Mune. He picks it up on the bobble, fires to first, and that is going to nail Martinez on a ground out 5-3. Yuma Mune did a good job. He couldn't come up with it cleanly, kept it right in front of him. Calmly picked it up and rifled it across the diamond to retire the not-so-fleet-of-foot Martinez for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Kazunori Ishii. Well, for Ishii on the season, he's struggling. He's batting a .177, no homers and 4 runs batted in. He is getting the start as the designated hitter tonight, which is a little eyebrow raising. A hitter in that spot needs to hit, and 177 doesn't put a lot of fear into people as he takes a breaking ball inside for a called strike. Just caught the inside corner for 0-1. Kimiya batting from the left side against the left-handed throwing Yamazaki, who delivers. It's a fastball that just misses down, and the count goes even at 1. Defensively tonight for the Buffaloes from left to right field, it is Oda who is in left. It is the center fielder is Nakagawa, and in right field it is Noguchi. As there is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2 on Ishii. It is Tio Okada at first as Yuma Tongu gets the day off. At second base, it's Shogibo. The shortstop is Kirbayashi, and at third, it is Mune. And there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Ishii is in the books for the second out of the inning. So 2 fighters up and 2 fighters down. That's going to bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. Just to finish off the Buffalo defensive lineup, and is the battery of Sachiya Yamazaki and Kenya Wakatsuki, not to be confused with Sachiro Yamazaki, who is also on the roster. Our friend Walking Spud Bear has checked in tonight. We appreciate you for being here. He says, who's going to win tonight? And there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Fushimi. Fushimi, the former Buffalo, was dealt to the Fighters in the offseason. He's hitting .215 with a couple homers and 9 runs batted in. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2. Our friend Walking Spotted Bear says, who's going to win tonight? Well, the Fighters trying to break an 11-game losing streak. I would have to think that the odds are got to be starting to shift in their favor. I have to win sometime. Whether it's tonight or not, I'm not sure, but one would have to think they're in tough against the Buffaloes. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit off the fist, and it's going to be a single into center field. The problem is always in the Japanese league, they can get the first 2 outs. Getting that third out in a row is always a challenge. And all 3 of the hits tonight in the 3 half innings that have been played, all have come with 2 out. So Fushimi aboard with a 2-out single. That brings Daigo Kamikawa to the plate. He is having himself a disappointing season, batting .194 with no homers and 13 RBIs, hitting nearly 100 points lower than what he did last year. And the first pitch is on the way to him. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Look like they have themselves quite the rookie, and the league has adjusted to Kamikawa Kabata. He just has to find a way to adjust back. And they have adjusted to him in a big way. So here comes the 1-strike pitch as the lefty holds set and now delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's chopped over the head of Yamazaki. It is fielded by Gibbo. He's going to step on the base at second, and that is going to retire Fushimi on a fielder's choice to second base to end the inning. That will do it here for the Fighters in their half of the second. They had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There were no errors. And there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is the Fighters 1, the Buffaloes nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple. We appreciate everybody for popping in here tonight. A late start on this one, but we'll be back here in just a few. Right after this, from our friend Steve Rademacher.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the order tonight for the Buffaloes, or today, I should say. It is going to be T. Okada, Kai Nakagawa, and Yuma Mune to come to bat here to face Cody Ponce in the second inning. Ponce struck out the side in the first. Our friend James Connolly asked the question, can the Buffaloes score runs today? It's not one of their stronger lineups they've rolled out. No Tomoya Mori, no Yumatongu, no Yumatongu, and no Yataro Sugimoto for starters. Those are the three players that they are not regulars featured here tonight. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Okada. Okada batting .200 on the season with no homers and 3 RBIs. Gets the start today. Also not in the lineup. They have a few players that are not. We'll have to give you a double check on that. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. Zay says they do have Leandro Cedeno. Yeah, Cedeno has been playing over the last couple of weeks and has been producing big time. He's been carrying the mail for them. Maybe a little bit unexpected. Tokumasa Chano not in the lineup as well. The rookie who's been playing mostly in right field for most of the season. Obviously, Noguchi's been playing the last week or so. There's a fastball swung on and it's line foul into the netting just in front of the bullpen on the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2. We haven't seen hide or hair of Marwin Gonzalez lately, nor of Frank Schwindel. Frank Schwindel has been pretty much buried in Orix this year. The former Chicago Cub, and of course, that's where a lot of people would remember him. He was also with Kansas City and Oakland. Marwin Gonzalez was having a decent start to the year. There's a fastball that just misses down to Okada, and the count goes to 1-2. Either of those in the lineup as well. Other outfielders, Shuhei Fukuda, as well as Kodai Sano, not seeing any action. Sano is, I believe, on the bench tonight. We'll have to do a double check to that. Here comes the offering now from Ponce. It's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed in the dirt. It is picked up by the catcher Fushimi, who throws to first, and that is going to retire Okada. All the outs tonight so far have been recorded via the strikeout. That goes in the books as a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout, and that will put Okada in the books for out number 1 and bring up the center fielder Kai Nakagawa. Well, for Nakagawa on the season, he is hitting .250 with 6 homers and 30 RBIs. He's yo-yoed all the way up and down the batting order. He is hitting the top spot. He's hitting the 3 spot. He's hitting the 7 and 8 spot even this year as well. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Ponce, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that backs Nakagawa off the plate, and the count is quickly 1 ball and no strikes. 76 for 304. It's the at-bats that he has and the amount of hits. He does have some extra base pop as the fastball is delivered and swung on and missed. The count is now 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakagawa. Nakagawa usually will start the game in the outfield, and then he'll bounce over to first base defensively. And they'll put in usually Oda or somebody else in the center field. Although Oda gets the start tonight, there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-1. I would have to say this is arguably the best defensive lineup the Buffaloes can roll out in the outfield. Yataro Sugimoto is out there. It is a bit of an adventure, both in right and left field. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field, moving back onto the warning track, up against the wall, and this one is gone. A home run for Kai Nakagawa on a 2-1 pitch. That ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. Go Matsumoto went all the way back to the wall, and he tried to pull that one back, but was unable to do so, as that is going to even the scoreline at 1 apiece. Our friend Zay asked the question, it was James Connolly asked the question at the top of the inning, can the Buffaloes score runs? Well, that is exactly what you have here. James said, is this the same teams that played yesterday? Not the same lineups as far as I know, but certainly the same teams that played yesterday. Generally in Japan, it's 3-game stands, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday typically are the scheduled games. Not always. Sometimes they have days off in there, but that's generally the rule of thumb, Monday with the off day. As the first pitch is delivered to Yuma Mune, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Mune as Ponce rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined over the shortstop's head. It's going to get down into center field for a base hit. Yumamune aboard with a 1-out single. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. Friend Titus asked the question, did anybody have any information on the Lars Nootbaar home run, hitting a record home run or something like that? I didn't catch much of that game. I listened a little bit of the ball game yesterday as they are playing the Chicago Cubs right now in a series, but did not catch to hear if what the Nootbaar home run would have been for a record or not. So Kenya Wakatsuki at the plate here with a runner at first and 1 gone, and the pitch is a fastball that misses down and away for a ball. The count is 1-0. Wakatsuki hitting .273 on the season with 2 homers and 8 RBIs. At the beginning of the year, I would have thought that Tomoya Mori would have been the everyday catcher and the everyday player. Our friend Titus says flash news here in Japan on the Nootbaar home run. Yes, of course, Nootbaar playing center field for the Japanese in the World Baseball Classic. People are pulling for him there. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Wakatsuki didn't like the call there as he does a 360 around the batter's box. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Establishing his lead at first is the base runner Yumamune, and Ponce throws over, concerned about him. He dives back in time safely. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Waggling the bat from the right side is the right-handed hitting Wakatsuki. Ponce checks the runner back at second. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1 to Wakatsuki. We are going to try to give another call. We may be on tomorrow night as well. It will be 2 in the morning. We'll make a decision on that one a little later today, but that is going to be, I believe, the Saitama Cebu Lions are playing Chiba tomorrow night. That would be a makeup in a rare Monday game. There's a fastball swung on it. It's going to be looped over the head of the shortstop, Yamada. It's going to get down into center field. Stopping at second is Mune. And Wakatsuki is aboard with a single, and that's going to put runners at first and second and bring Yuya Oda to the plate. So the Buffaloes have something going here in the second inning as they're trying to get themselves onto Cody Ponce here. Bottom part of the order, getting the job done, setting the table. Well, that brings up to the plate Yuya Oda as he is waggling the bat here. Checks the runner at second, Mune, and now delivers. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Sounded like Nootbaar on Saturday had a pretty good day. He had 3 hits. Pulled his batting average, as Titus was asking a question, up to .264. But outside of that, hitting a solo home run, I'm not sure of the significance, as there was a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2 on Oda. Oda does have some wheels. Ability to be able to run. Our friend Titus, who's listening in, it's going to be less than a month away and will be in your neck of the woods, or at least on your side of the ocean. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. As Ponce kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul over on the third base side. It's going to keep the count at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Good crowd on hand in Kobe today for this one. They've got their scarves out, and they're up and chanting. There is an upper deck at this stadium, which is an outdoor stadium. Haven't quite seen how far it rings around, though. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's chopped down the first base line, but it's going to go foul as Ponce knocks it over towards the first base dugout, and that's going to keep the count at 0-2 on Oda. So no balls and 2 strikes. Once this game is completed tonight, we may stick around for a little bit of one of the other ball games, as all the other games are later starts in the NPB. Most of the games get going at 6 o'clock local time, although there are a couple of games going off at the 5 o'clock hour. Depending on that, we may do a little bit of surfing once the game is finished. We may keep the regular stream going as that is happening. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Ponce, who kicks and delivers. It is a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called third strike. Oh, Oda watched that one go by for out number 2, as he's going to be retired. So Ponce tonight, 5 outs, all recorded via the strikeout. They have not had to play defense yet for him to have a put out yet. That is going to be out number 2, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Tomoya Noguchi. Well, for Noguchi, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He was the first strikeout of the ball game as he went down in the first inning. Our friend Zay says, let's go Ponce. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. Noguchi's average has slipped to 234 with that homer and 10 RBIs. That's from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ponce. Much better start so far for the right-hander than he had in his first outing. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is lifted into shallow center field, moving over underneath it with lots of room and spaces. Isobata, he makes the catch, and that is going to do it. That is going to retire Noguchi for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they got a run in the inning back on the solo shot by Kai Nakagawa. There was 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're moving now to the top of the 3rd inning. Your score is the Fighters 1 and the Buffaloes 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for all listening in tonight. And one thing I would ask our group here is, how do we sound? We used a noise canceling feature for this one, which is the first time we've used this feature before. Let us know your thoughts. We'll be back in a few.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in. Check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. We got to find out, how do we get Sparkling Ice to sponsor these games, or for that matter, sponsor anything that we do. Sponsor Sparkling Ice. If you've never had one, of course, this is unabated. It's 0 sugar, and it is almost like a flavored water. It's got a little bit of a tang to it, and it is on your shelves now. They serve it in half-liter, just over half-liter fluid ounces. So you get a chance, give it a try. Here comes the first offering. It is a breaking ball delivered by Yamazaki, swung on by Yamada. He grounds it to short, fielded neatly by the shortstop, Kirbyashii, who throws to first. And with 1 pitch, we have 1 away here in the 3rd inning. Goes in the books as a ground out, 6-3. Here I am talking about the flavored water. Yamazaki wastes no time retiring the first out. That'll bring up the top of the order in Ryota Isabata. Well, for Isabata tonight, he was one of the 3 players that flew out to right field his first time up. 0 for 1 on the evening. Digs himself in, rating here on the offering from the left-hander. His average has dropped to 252. And there is a breaking ball that just catches the outside corner, and the count quickly goes to 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Lefty delivers again, and there's a fastball that misses down and away. The count goes to 1-1 I was watching that Blue Jay game last night. I say Blue Jay game in Seattle with the Mariners, and Yusei Kikuchi was on the hill. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Looking up, if it stays fair, it's trouble, and this one is just going to be foul down the right field line. Oh, boy, it almost got around that foul pole. Isabata just got the barrel out on it a little too much. That ball there, he just hooked it foul. Not that far. We're taking a look there, probably about 2 or 3 seats. That's about it. That's going to run the count now to 1-2 on Isabata. Balls have been jumping here tonight. That is for certain. And interesting that they are, because the flags looks like it is blowing in from center field or blowing from left to right, but balls have been carrying out the right field, which makes that all the more impressive. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul just past the first base coach's box. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. It is going to be the Chibalote Marines and the SoftBank Hawks going off tomorrow at 1800 hours. That would be 6 o'clock local time, or 2 in the morning Pacific, and we may be on the call for that one, so be sure to check your late night channel here. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. It is blocked by the catcher. Nice job there by Wakatsuki. He gets up and fires to first. He's going to retire Isabata on a strikeout, 2-3 for the second out of the inning. I started to say Yusei Kikuchi pitched last night for the Blue Jays, and for Kikuchi, I believe he was gone at 78 pitches. He was left with a 1-0 lead or a 2-0 lead at the time. The Blue Jays ended up blowing it in the 9th inning, but Kikuchi certainly, by Japanese standards, probably could have been out there for another 50 pitches. Here's the first offering. It's a breaking ball delivered to Go Matsumoto that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Matsumoto also flew out to right field his first time up. Batting here from the right side against the left-handed throwing Yamazaki. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. It was Hirano who got the win yesterday. Miyanishi took the loss for the Fighters in the last night's ball games. They had mentioned earlier or as James Connolly mentioned, it was a 5-4 victory for the Buffaloes. As that pitch is a fastball that swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Matsumoto. So a rare 2-game set here because of the All-Star week. There's a breaking ball swung on, grounded softly to third. Mune picks it up. He throws on the run, and that is going to retire Matsumoto on a ground out 5-3 for the third out of the inning. And that'll do it here for the Fighters in their half of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2.5. Your score is the Buffaloes won and the Fighters won. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a few moments with all the action after this. We'll be right back after a few. And our friend James said that he was pitching really good when he watched. Why they didn't keep him out there is a mystery to you, me, and everybody that was watching that game last night. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat. That means Sho Gibbo, Kentaro Kobayashi, and Leandro Cedeno here for the Buffaloes in their half of the third inning. Ball game is all locked at ones as the right-hander Cody Ponce kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on it, is chopped foul just down the first base line, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Gibbo. 5 of the 6 outs recorded by Ponce tonight have been via the strikeout. The only blemish has been the home run by Kari Nakagawa in the second inning that evened the scoreline at 1. So he has given up 3 hits tonight, Mune and Wakatsuki. The one that did the damage was the solo shot by Nakagawa. Here comes the 0-1 offering. It's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. As James Connolly pointed out, the Blue Jays were up 2-0 and seemingly cruising along, and it looked like they were going to have a chance to blow it open as it was bases loaded. I believe it was in the top of the 7th or top of the 8th. And they had Dalton Varsho coming to the plate. There was a fastball that misses inside, and they pinched hit Alejandro Kirk for him. And Kirk ended up rolling into a double play, and that seemingly changed the momentum of the ball game. The Mariners were able to battle back, and then it was a Teoscar Hernandez bullet off the wall in right field to walk it off in the 9th. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It is chopped foul behind home plate. The count remains at 1-2. It was surprisingly it was a 3-2 ball game, and it took almost 3 hours to play, 2 hours and 57 minutes. And when you think about it, the way the pace of play in Major League Baseball has picked up, a 3-2 ball game to last 2 hours and 57 minutes had no business doing it, but it was the pitching changes in the middle of the inning that were causing the game to stall. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle, fielded by Yamada. He throws on the run, and that's going to be wild, and it's going to get into the stands as that is going to allow the runner Gibbo to go to second base. It's going to be an E6 charge to the shortstop. He had to throw it on the run and off balance, and he ended up firing it to the home plate side of first base. The first baseman for the Fighters, Ariel Martinez, had to come off the bag. He had no chance to get it. And we're going to take a look again. Did it end up in the stands or in the dugout? And it was the players in the dugout were having to dive out of the way, as that is exactly where it ended up. So that's going to put Gibbo all the way to second base here with nobody out, and it's going to bring Kentaro Kobayashi to the plate. Oh, Kobayashi tonight is 1 for 1. He had a single his first time up, but he was stranded on the base paths. Kobayashi has had himself a very good season thus far. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. Entered the fray hitting 289 on the campaign, but he's got his average up to 292 now with that hit in the first inning. 6 homers and 23 runs batted in for the right-handed hitting shortstop. Right-hander against the right-hander. Ponce works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to third. A nice play by the third baseman who had to go to his glove side. Kiyomiya spins, does a 360, and fires it all the way across. That's going to retire Kobayashi. It goes down as a ground out 5-3 for the first out of the inning. It's going to keep Gibbo at second. Our friend the Flash Agent's in the house here, and he says, "What's the score?" Take a look at the ticker running across the bottom of your screen, and that will give you the update right there. 1-1 in the bottom of the third. So Gibbo is still at second. Leandro Cedeno now striding to the plate. 0 for 1 tonight as he was out on strikes his first time up. He thought he got a piece of it and fouled the ball off. Not according to the home plate umpire who had ruled him out. So here comes the first offering to Cedeno as Ponce checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses well off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0 to Cedeno. So 1 ball and no strikes. We usually update the score at the end of each half inning, and that's where we're at right now. 1-1 is the score with 1 ball and no strikes to Cedeno, and the pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. Buffaloes are wearing their home whites with pinstripes today. They're in the pinstripe uniform. Sometimes they will wear the dark tops, but good selection on a sunny day. going with the white tops. Fighters are in their baby blue tops, I guess is the way we would call it, with their gray pants. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count now goes to 3-0 on Cedeno. This might be the old unintentional walk, intentionally walk type strategy, not give the hitter anything really good to hit. They do have the open base, and Cedeno's been swinging a hot bat. It is T. Okada who waits his turn on deck. Here comes the 3-0 offering as Ponce checks the runner at second. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is pop foul just behind the first base side of home plate, and it's going to run the count to 3-1. So interesting that Cedeno gets green light at 3-0. And why not? The big fella has been swinging the hot stick. You got to like what Leandro Cedeno has been doing if you're an Orix Buffalo fan. Inserted into the lineup, and all he has done is produced over the last month. Here comes the 3-1. It's a fastball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. Cedeno is aboard with a 1-out walk. That's going to put runners at first and second. It's going to bring up the first baseman, T. Okada. Well, for Okada, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. As he steps to the dish here, ready to face the right-handed throwing Ponce for the second time tonight. Kind of the longtime Buffalo player. Gets himself into the batter's box. He has seen his average drop to 182. Of course, he entered the ball game a 2 for 10 on the season. The right-hander gets his side from his catcher, Tori Fushimi, and he works set. He kicks and delivers. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Appreciate everybody who has listened in with us tonight here. As we said before, we are 4 weeks away until we are on our way. Now less than 4 weeks away until we're on our way to Japan. So our friend CV was mentioning some stuff. We're going to have all kinds of cool little stuff. We'll have some shorts. We'll have some long-form video. I don't know if I'll be able to put up the long-form video on a daily basis. That might be some stuff I'm going to have to work on over time once we get our footage done. So hopefully we can put some of that stuff. But certainly the shorts will be on the daily. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball. Take it for a called strike. And the count now goes to 0-2 on T. Okada. This is looking for some baseball card hunts, and definitely that would be some of the stuff that we'd be able to do. There's all kinds of different things. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander Ponce holds set and now delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll look to resume the action, as we said again, tomorrow night. We may be on the entire week. I'm not 100% sure yet. Our schedule is going to allow us to be able to do that. I think we will, or at least for the first couple of days of the week anyway, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If we do, we will make those announcements on the channel so you can come and join with us. So just give you all the action. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So T. Okada here. Now evened up the count here against his counterpart, Cody Ponce. He's got the bat waggling. Ponce holds set. Runner at second. Gibbo, runner at first. Cedeno. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball. Tap foul over on the first base side of home plate. That's going to keep the count at 2-2. The home run hitter, Kai Nakagawa, waiting his turn on deck. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Okada. Also want to be able to share with people the sights, the sounds, the food, all kinds of that intriguing stuff as well in Japan. So hopefully you can be there to join us for our activities as well, as Ponce steps off the backside of the mound. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As he is going to ask for the signs again from his catcher, Tori Fushimi. Always Solo 420 says, yes, the score is 1-1. That is exactly where we're at. As we have the ticker across the bottom. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. Oh, that pitch looked pretty good. That's going to run the count full now. All Ponce could do is kind of smile. He definitely hit his spot. But I have to agree with the home plate umpire. Home plate umpire has been pretty consistent tonight. The catcher, Fushimi, set up off the dish. Ponce hit his spot exactly, but that ball missed. That's going to run the count full to Okada as the runner at second, Gibbo, runner at first, Cedeno. Here comes the payoff pitch. He delivers. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. That's going to keep the count at 3-2. It's going to be an 8-pitch at bat for Okada here, so he's got to get himself a QAB. Nice quality at bat here by the left-handed hitting Cedeno. Sorry, left-handed hitting T. Okada. Cedeno at first base, of course. Getting my players for the Buffaloes mixed around a little bit. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Ponce holds set. He checks the runner, Gibbo, at second. He checks him again. And now he delivers. It is a fastball swung on it. Is popped up over on the third base side. Coming in underneath it is Kiyomiya, and he has room, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Okada. A little disappointing ending, as it was a good battle by Okada, as he is going to be retired for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Kai Nakagawa. Well, for Nakagawa, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He's got a home run in his only trip. It was a solo shot that he belted to left field out of the reach of Go Matsumoto. Nakagawa now with 7 homers on the year and 31 runs batted in. And a clutch situation here. See if he can drive in another run for the Buffaloes. Gibbo does have some speed on the base paths. He can run a little bit, although he has nothing to show in the stolen base department. There's the first pitch breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Nakagawa. The pitch that he hit in the first inning when he timed up a fastball. That was evening the score after the home run in the first inning by Kotaro Kiyomiya had opened the scoring for the Fighters. The long ball has done all the damage tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There is a fastball swung on it as pop foul. It's going to drift into the seats just beyond the bullpen in the left field corner, and that is going to run the count now to 0-2 on Nakagawa. With that home run back in the first inning, Nakagawa raised his season average to 252. One thing at the end of the year that I wouldn't mind looking at is to see what the team's neutral site records would be. This obviously is a home game for the Buffaloes. I don't want to call it a neutral site because they do play 3 series a year at the Hotomoto Field, which is where this game is at today. But when you play a number of games that are in different spots, there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Nakagawa stood there and watched it go by, and Ponce has his 6th strikeout of the night in the books, and a clutch one at that. He is gone for out number 3. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There were no hits. There was an error, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 4th inning. Your score is the Fighters 1 and the Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate y'all for being here with us tonight. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the fourth inning. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat. The Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters here against the left-hander Sachiya Yamazaki. It is going to be Kotaro Kiyomiya, Chusei Manami, and Ariel Martinez, the 3, 4, and 5 sticks in the batting order. That is our friend Shotgun Shell, who is in the house tonight. He is enjoying the intermission in between innings. Appreciate you as well. I've got something in mind for you, Shotgun, when I get back. It is hopefully going to be able to put that to work in between innings. We'll give you some interesting stuff in September. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed by Kiyomiya, and the count is quickly 0-1. I don't think I'll call any games while I'm away because I'll be at quite a few of the ones myself. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It is a breaking ball that is going to miss down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. Definitely making the rounds. I've got a friend of mine. She's going to be joining me for half of the journey, so at least I got somebody to hold the camera. I can stand in front of it and give you guys some stuff. There's a breaking ball that is taken for a call strike. The count goes to 1-2, or maybe put her in front of the camera so you could look at her instead of me. Keep you guys more entertained. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to short. Fielded neatly by the shortstop, Kirby-Ashi. He throws to first. That is going to retire Kiyomiya, and he ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. Zachary Dietz comes in and says, does anyone have a stream link? Well, we can't put that in the chat, number one, Zachary, but we thank you for jumping in here with us. If you want to listen in between the streams, we will give you some options of where you might want to be able to do it. Here comes the first offering from the lefty, Yamazaki. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-0. Manami tonight is 0 for 1. One of the first places that you can always go to and take a look is at Live QQ. You have to Google that. There's a fastball that is swung on. This ball is hit into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting by Manami. He's got himself a 1-out single, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Ariel Martinez. You have to Google Live QQ, and then you have to jog through the Chinese characters. Our friend Azay will give you some information on that one. The other one is DAZN, of course, but DAZN, I'm not sure. And then Friends to Friends, another one, of course, if you're in the States, that's the way it operates as well. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll sync us to the video to give you the commentary, if you can pick it up in different ways. Of course, Pacific League is another one that you can get to. It's a pay site, obviously, by the Pacific League. You have to be able to do that. Go to them directly. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away to Martinez, and the count is quickly 1-0. Martinez grounded out to third his first time up. So we have some of that stuff. Our friend Walking Spotted Bear gave you the other one there. And there is a throw over to first base, and getting back in time is Manami. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that's to catch the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Martinez. 1 ball and 1 strike it is, as the Cuban first baseman here tonight, batting here with 1 gone against the left-hander Yamazaki. Our friend Zay gave you a little bit of info there. He says, yeah, if you use the Google Translate, it'll help you see the classifications. That will help you better. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As Martinez here bats. Runner leading off at first base is Manami. He establishes his lead. Here comes the 2-1 offering to Martinez. Instead, it's a snap throw over to first base, and getting back easily in time is Manami. As he has now asked for time, it looks like he's got to make a couple of adjustments here. So Martinez with 2 balls and 1 strike and a good hitter's count here. Probably going to get something fat to hit in this pitch. Here comes the offering now from Yamazaki. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. Our friend Flash Agent asked the question if we could put how many outs there are on the ticker across the bottom. then that would have to be us updating it all the time. And unfortunately, that's where we just run the scores across the bottom. We'll try to update you as we go along, as you listen. And I don't mean that, not that we don't want to provide a good service here, but I need an extra set of hands working the backside of this, and we are doing everything on our own. So it just makes it easier and simple that way. Here's the 2-2. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field, but it doesn't look like it's going to be deep enough. Underneath it is going to be Nakagawa, who hauls it in for the second out of the inning. And that is going to retire Martinez for out number 2, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Kazunori Ishii. Well, we appreciate Zach for bouncing in here with us tonight. Don't forget to bookmark the channel, as we will be back on again throughout the week as well. Usually we'll make our announcements of when we're going to be adding games to our schedule where we can. If you do hit the notification bell, of course, that'll let you know or alert you when we are about 30 minutes out from going live. We'll try to put a bit of a schedule together here in the next couple of days that we can give you guys some stuff, and probably about 10 to 15 games before we head off to the land of the rising sun next month. There is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0 to Ishii. Ishii struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1 tonight in this one. Been really struggling this season. Has the left-handed hitting DH. As the lefty checks the runner at first and now delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As we mentioned before, it's going to be interesting times. The other part is that our friend CV, who was in here earlier, we said, what about things that we can do? Well, one of the neat things is you can buy baseball cards, as there's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 3-0 to Ishii. And what ends up happening is you've got they sell them on the bags of potato chips, as Calbee potato chips sell their stuff. That is how they do it. Here comes the 3-0. It's a fastball. Take it for a called strike. Count is now 3-1 to Ishii. I was getting all excited there. Looked like the catcher was ready to come up to throw. James Connolly asks if we ever seen a team hit a home run with the bases loaded. Yeah, it's not a regular occurrence, but we've seen that before. You have a grand slam home run, it is quite entertaining. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count now goes to 3-2. James says he's only watched baseball a couple of times before. Yeah, it's not an everyday occurrence as a grand slam home run, but it does happen. I would say if I had to put a bet on that for a team over the course of a year, certainly in Major League Baseball, I would say you would probably see between 5 and 10 grand slams from a team in a calendar year. That would be my guess. There's a fastball swung on. His tap slowly over to second. Fielded neatly by Gibbo. He fields, he throws to first, and that is going to do it. As that is going to end the 4th inning here. It's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3 in the books. As that will retire the side. No runs in the inning for the Fighters. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was one runner stranded aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is the Buffaloes won and the Fighters won. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys all for bouncing in here tonight and listening to our call of the game between the Fighters and the Buffaloes from Hokkaido Field in Kobe. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom third of the batting order coming up for the Buffaloes here in their half of the fourth inning. That means Yuma Mune, Kenya Wakatsuki, and Yuya Oda to face the right-hander Cody Ponce, who is beginning his fourth inning. 59 pitches for the right-hander through his first 3 innings of work. He has got himself, by our account in this one, 6 strikeouts so far. He has allowed 4 hits. He has stranded 5 runners on base. Here comes the first offering to Yuma Mune, who rocks into the motion and delivers. And the pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. One thing I would have said about Ponce was after his first start, after he had pitched in his last ball game, he got roughed up through 3 1/3 innings. Wondered how he was going to respond here tonight, and he has looked good thus far. I would think he probably has another couple innings left in him. I would be shocked if they took him past the 5th, maybe to stretch him out to see how he is going to make and how he's going to fare here. But I would think that Cody Ponce is probably going to sniff the 5th inning. I don't know if he gets to the 6th or not, where they have to go to their bullpen. We'll see how the pitch count ratchets up here. Here's the offering. It's a fastball that's poured in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Mune. Zach says Ponce's a scrub. You had to fade him regardless. Yeah, Ponce certainly struggled in his time in Major League Baseball, and of course, he's had some moments in the NPB, but not enough moments to say that he's a regular arm. There's a fastball that just misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. Zay says that he's not doing too bad tonight. Yeah, he's pitched well tonight to this point. Home plate umpire has done a pretty solid job. I've critiqued the umpires regular, but this umpire has been very consistent tonight in this one. Here's the offering. It is a fastball swung on. It is chopped over to second. It's going to have to hurry, and they throw this one away as Daigo Kawakabata came up throwing, but he fires it over the head of the first baseman Martinez. That's going to be an E4 charge to him, as Mune is going to reach safely here. That's the second error tonight by the Fighters. This is where it is going to show up. I will say this, that since the manager Shinjo has taken over, they're much more exciting team. They still are making some youthful plays, and this would be one of them here. Kamikawa Kabata fielded on the run. He had the time to be able to retire Mune, but he fires it over the head of the first baseman Martinez. Our friend Zach says his MLB career was pretty rough. Yeah, absolutely. Cody Ponce was roughed up there, and he's not exactly a star yet in the NPB. I wouldn't put him in that situation yet. So Mune is safe at first base on the error by Kamikawa Kabata, and the first pitch to Wakatsuki is taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Wakatsuki 1 for 1 tonight. He is batting .273 with a couple of homers and 8 RBIs. Our friend Zach wanted to know if the hitter who hit the home run for the Buffaloes is going to bat again. He'll probably get a couple more at-bats in this one. He struck out looking to end the last half inning. As here comes the 1-0 pitch. It is a fastball swung on his tap foul over on the third base side. The count now runs even at 1-1. Our friend Zach says that is scrub central. Absolutely. Cesar PC in the house here, asking questions in Spanish. Unfortunately, I can't give you the answers for that, but we're welcome you poked your head in here. Here comes the 1-1 offering as Ponce holds to the set and now delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Now the count goes to 1-2 on Wakatsuki. Might be able to help you with a little bit of French, but my Spanish is non-existent. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wakatsuki. He singled his first time up, but was stranded back in the second inning. The 1-2 pitch on the way. It is a fastball swung on. Is grounded over to second. They go to second for 1, back to first, and it's going to be a double play. So that's going to be the 4-6-3 variety, as that is going to erase Mune at second. He's gone for out number 1, and Wakatsuki does not run the best. And he has gone for the back end over there at second, or at first base, for out number 2. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Yuya Oda. Our friend James Connolly is asking some questions here. James, obviously new to baseball, and that's good. That we like people who are new to ball and that do come in. We can't ever get enough people that want to be interested in the game, and we'll answer that question as you go slowly here in a minute. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. Ask the question, can somebody pretend to be injured so they don't have to bat? Now, at this level, you have to be substituted out if you can't bat. So if you can't just fake an injury and come back into the game, once you're out, you're out. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and there's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to second. Kamikawa Kabata fields it again. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out, 4-3. It's interesting how this game works. The ball is like a magnet sometimes. The error by Kamikawa Kabata to start the inning, he redeems himself with a double play ball, starting the double play, and then he gets the ground out, 4-3 to end the inning. All of the action to the second baseman in this inning, much like it was all to the right fielder for the Buffaloes in their half of the first. So no runs, no hits. There was an error, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the top of the 5th inning. Your score is the Fighters 1 and the Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate everybody for listening in here with us tonight. Here is one of our Japanese Hall of Fame memories, and we're going to create some more next month when we go back to the Hall of Fame. Your score is 1-1 as we move to the top of the 5th inning. We'll be right back in just a couple. Appreciate you guys for being here. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat here for the Buffaloes in their half, or check that for the Fighters in their half of the 5th inning. It'll be Fushimi, Kamikawa Kabata, and Yamada to get things going against Yamazaki. As Yamazaki ready to begin his 5th inning of work. Outside of the home run to Kiyomiya, he has been pretty solid. 48 pitches through the first 4 innings. And there's a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Curious to see how long they'll let him roll, as one would expect that he is probably good for at least 7 innings in this one. And the pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-1. This game becomes a whole lot easier when you can throw strikes and hitters find ways to get themselves out. You can shorten up the game with a good bullpen. And there's a breaking ball that swung on and tapped foul. The count is 1-2. Tori Fushimi. Of course, the Fighters are looking to break their 11-game losing streak, as they have not won in a couple of weeks' time. Our friend Caesar in the house here tonight. We appreciate you for jumping in here tonight, Caesar, and listening in with us. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to bookmark us. We'll be around again this week quite a bit. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side, and the count remains at 1-2. As we said, we do appreciate everybody who listens. And we have not called any major league games. We were going to do a couple this past week. We'd add a couple to the schedule. We did a whole pile last year. We did about 100 and some odd NPB games. Then we threw in another 50-plus major league games, but we did not do any major league stuff up to this point. There's a slow breaking ball swung on it, is blasted foul down the left field line. Shimi had to keep his weight back on that one and waited until the slow breaking ball entered the zone, and he absolutely tattooed it, and he was still out in front. Good piece of hitting there by Fushimi to try to keep his weight back, be able to fight that one off. He put a good wood on the ball regardless. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the lefty kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned before, we will try to add a couple of more games to the slate in the week. Maybe even, as I say, slip in a couple of MLB games. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be looped over the head of the second baseman. It's going to get down for a base hit. Fielded by the center fielder, Nakagawa, who fires it back into the infield. So a base hit here by Fushimi against his former ball club. That's his second hit of the night. So he's 2 for 2 in this one, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Daigo Kabata. We're going to see if the fighters are going to nickel and dime it a little bit, and if they can maybe be able to get themselves a knock here or a sacrifice bunt to push the runner into second. I'll see if Shinjo wants to play it that way. Quite a few of the teams would, and that's exactly what they're going to do as Kamikawa Kabata squares the bunt. He gets it down. It's up the first baseline. It's a good one. It's fielded there by the first baseman, T. Okada. He throws to first. Kamikawa Kabata is going to be out on a sacrifice, 3-4 on the putout. Advances Fushimi to second base. He's now in scoring position. That'll bring up the shortstop, Haruka Yamada. Well, for Yamada tonight, he is 0 for 1. As he strides to the plate here, we do have a conference on the mound as Wakatsuki has come out to talk to his left-hander. Games are getting going in the other parts of the NPB. Yokohama and the Giants are 0-0 in the bottom of the first. Brains and Hawks 0-0 in the top of the second. So 2 other games underway. 3 more games to start at the top of the hour. So Yamada batting .294. Waiting here on the offering from the left-hander Yamazaki. As he kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. The former Saitama Cebu Lion. This is the 7th game of the season for Yamada. He started off the campaign 5 for 16. There's nothing across the slash line as of yet. As the lefty holds set and now delivers, it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes even to 1-1. The first 5 years of his NPB career were with the Lions. And as we said, he is a lifetime only 195 hitter. Doesn't have much pop in the stick, only 1 career homer. But a decent fielding shortstop. As exhibited tonight with a couple of the plays that he's made already in this one. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2 on Yamada. Zay has the pom-poms going tonight for the fighters. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. I have to say, I stopped last year calling fighters games for the most part on the channel. They were really hard to watch. Obviously, Shinjo had taken over the squad and lots of enthusiasm, lots to try to be able to do it. They had, of course, the new stadium this year that they were building for. The year older, they're probably a couple of years away from competing. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Yamada goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Ryota Isabata. Saying about the fighters that with the new stadium that they have, I would think that they're going to try maybe in the next 2 or 3 years to start putting some product in there that's going to be decent. What do you think of the fighters over the last 15 years? They sold off Yu Darvish, they sold off Shohei Ohtani, and they sold off their other pitcher, Kohei Arihara, to the major leagues. So they lost 3 top-notch power arms. And then, of course, you've got Kensuke Kondo. Their best hitter was traded in the offseason. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Gibbo fields it. He throws to first. And that is going to do it. Isabata is going to be out to end the inning. Ground out 4-3 if you're keeping score along with us. And that will do it here in the 5th inning. Well, they had a runner in scoring position with 1 out, but weren't able to cash in Tori Fushimi. There was no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Your score through 4.5 is the Buffaloes 1 and the Fighters 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate everybody who's listening in here with us tonight. It is the NPB on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Our live commentary for you to enjoy. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend James asked the question, who you think we're going to win? Well, we try to be as neutral as possible, but I have to say, you got to point the finger right square at the Buffaloes, as it would be probably them who would have the best chance in this one. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the order. Tomoya Noguchi, Sho Gibbo, and Kentaro Kobayashi to face the right-hander Cody Ponce. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Noguchi 0 for 2 tonight. It is getting to be a tough sun field right now at this point in time of the ball game. Ponce, who is pitching, he is now in the shadows, and the ball is coming out of the shadows into the daylight where the hitter is standing. And there's a fastball swung on it, is chopped slowly up the middle. Oh, it is booted by the shortstop, Yamada. He throws to first, and it's not going to be in time. That's going to be the 3rd error of the ball game for the Fighters. And it has gone into the books as an E6. So the Fighters defense up the middle tonight is struggling, as exhibited here by Daigo Kamikawa Kabata, who has made 2 errors, as well as the error now by the shortstop. So 3 errors in the books tonight. Check that. Yamada has made the 2nd error. So 2 by Yamada and 1 by Kamikawa Kabata. So nothing has come back to haunt the Fighters as of yet. That is not a good sign here to start the innings. So that will bring up the second baseman, Joe Gibbo. Gibbo reached on an error his last time up and struck out looking. It is a all dirt infield. And of course, some of the hops are maybe not as true. And when you think of the stadium at the Cochin Stadium, as Gibbo squares the bunt and he gets it down, it's a good one. It is fielded by Ponce. He throws to first. That's going to advance Noguchi over to second. So a sacrifice 1-4 on the putout. That will retire Gibbo for the first out of the inning, and it's going to bring up Kentaro Kobayashi. When we watch games at the Cochin Stadium when the Hanshin Tigers are playing, it's an all dirt infield, and that can make for a lot of adventure. But I have to say, it's not like this infield is trash. It's a pretty decent, well-groomed infield. But anytime you play on dirt, it does add that element where there is potentially more room for error. And if you're not used to taking ground balls in the infield, it can create a bit of a problem. Our friend Zay says they're killing him with the throws. That one really wasn't the throw. It was the juggling act on the transfer. He got the ball, and then he just couldn't get it from his glove to his hand. The next thing you know, it is a tough play over at first base as the first pitch breaking ball misses down to Kobayashi for ball 1. Kobayashi 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. As he bats here with 1 gone in the 5th inning and a runner at second. Ponce holds to the set position and now delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Back to our friend James, who was asking who we think is going to win the games. It's very hard sometimes in baseball to make your predictions. But certainly the way that the Fighters have been playing, and of course the way the Buffaloes have been playing, it has been an absolute problem here this year to be able to come up with stuff. The Buffaloes are in the top spot. The Fighters, who played well at the beginning of the year, have faded here in the last 5-6 weeks. Our friend Stash in the house tonight. Welcome him back in here as well, as the 1-1 pitch is ready to come as Ponce delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into shallow left field, but Matsumoto's there to make the catch. And retreating back to second base is the base runner. And that is Higuchi, who has to retreat. Kobayashi gone for the second out of the inning, and it's going to leave it all up to Leandro Cedeno. I was starting to say that it's tough to make predictions sometimes. Buffaloes, of course, top of the heap. Fighters, who had played well early in the year, have been fading. Of course, they're in the midst of a 11-game losing streak. And you got to think it's only a matter of time where they're going to break the streak. It's not the strongest Buffalo lineup that they've rolled out here today. And that's bringing Cedeno to the plate, who tonight is officially 0 for 1. He has struck out and walked. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Ponce. Ponce gets the sign from his catcher, Tori Fushimi, and he's ready to go to work. Our friend Dinger back in the house again tonight. There's a fastball swung on, and it's tapped foul over on the third base side. The count is 0-1 to Cedeno. I was mentioning earlier on tonight, I wanted to do a game last night. Wouldn't have got in didn't get in until 3 a.m. after that drive from Seattle. Going down to Seattle was absolute tragic yesterday for the drive. Left North Vancouver at 10 o'clock in the morning. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and there's a fastball swung on and missed. And it literally took us, with one stop for lunch, and normally a 2.5-hour drive down to Seattle with all the traffic. Of course, Taylor Swift is going to be in concert. Going down the I-5 took us almost to 6 o'clock till time we got into our seats. It was like a full 8-hour shift to go one way. And of course, getting home was about 3 hours plus with border time and, of course, stopping for some groceries. There's a fastball that's taken outside for a ball, and the count is 1-2. Dinger says, at least we saw a good ball game. That is for sure. Rodrigo says, is the score still 1-1? It is as of right this moment. There comes the 1-2 pitch to Cedeno as Ponce holds set. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. It is chopped up the middle, fielded by Yamada. He throws to first, and that is going to be in time. And that is going to do it. So the error doesn't hurt them again. It's going to go down as a ground out 6-3. As Ponce is smiling for his shortstop and giving him a slap on the back anyway. That is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the third inning. There was no runs, no hits. There was an error. It's the third of the ball game committed by the Fighters. There was a runner left aboard. Your score as we finished 5 innings. It is the Fighters 1 and the Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. For those of you who are new to us, we like to call this the Japanese halftime. This is where they take an extended break. They're going to come out and groom the field. And we are going to go get ourselves a snack and another drink of water. And we'll be back at it here in just a few minutes. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. We'll put our music on loop and we'll be right back in a few. Living Room Sports checking in only at the halftime tonight as he's providing his entertaining graphics in the in-between. It's nice to see that you haven't fallen asleep or that you haven't impaled yourself on a bottle of whiskey. We appreciate you for being here. We'll be back in just a couple moments. That is our Japanese halftime, as we like to refer to it here. We'll be back in just a few. And speaking of that, here is our friend Steve.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a real quick scoring recap. Only a couple of things to talk about. It was the opening. The Fighters opened the scoring in the top of the first inning with a home run by Kotaro Kiyomiya, and responding in the bottom of the second was Kai Nakagawa as he homered again, and that is where we stand here. A 1-1 ball game as we're moving to the top of the sixth inning. But we'll be back here in just a few as they are just finishing grooming the field. It is the Fighters coming to bat. It'll be Matsumoto, Kiyomiya, and Manami to get things going here in the sixth. We'll be back in 30 with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really noticed what you want.
It is Yamazaki who is out on the mound. They are still watering the infield, getting it down, ready to go again. They do a great job in between innings. We'll be back in 30 after this. Another one for our friend Shotgun Shell. We've got a pitching change here, everybody. We'll get you up to date on that in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for being with us. We'll be right back in just a couple. Hang tight.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve. And the first pitch delivered to Go Matsumoto was a line drive hit right to the right fielder, Noguchi. As Matsumoto is gone for out number one, it is Yuki Utagawa who has taken over here for the Buffaloes. Utagawa has a 2-0 record on the season, working 19 1/3 innings over the course of 20 games, allowing 12 hits, 13 walks. He has struck out 18, and he's got an ERA of 2.79. And the fastball misses upstairs for ball one. The count is 1-0. Utagawa was an important part last year down the stretch for the Buffaloes out of their bullpen, as he posted a sub-1 ERA at 0.81. With 21 and a third innings in the 2022 season. It's a fastball swung on, grounded to Gibbo at second. Fields it neatly, throws to first, and Kiyomiya is retired on a ground out 4-3. So 3 pitches and 2 outs here for Utagawa in the 6th inning. That's going to leave it all up to the right fielder, Chusei Manami. Well, this might play into Manami's wheelhouse as Utagawa is a power arm, and Manami can put the ball into the seats. So we'll see how this matchup will take place here. Manami, of course, 1 for 2 tonight with a single and 2 trips. He has got 15 homers and 42 runs driven in on the year. He's got his average up to 260 now on the campaign. And here comes the first offering from Utagawa. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Manami did a great piece of hitting in his last at-bat as he was able to stay inside the ball and hammer it the other way. The wind is blowing in from center field, but that hasn't deterred the hitters tonight as 2 solo shots have left the yard. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right center field. Digging hard is Nakagawa. He slides and makes the catch. Oh, what an inning there for Utagawa. 5 pitches to retire the Fighters here as they go down in order in the 6th inning. 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Your score is the Fighters 1 and the Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with all the action here in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for bouncing in here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Hang tight, guys. We appreciate you being here. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6th inning here, as it'll be Tio Okada, Kai Nakagawa, and Yuma Mune to come to bat for the Buffaloes, as it is going to be Cody Ponce on the hill for his 6th inning of work. If you would have asked me before that Japanese halftime who would be still on the mound, I would have had Yamazaki still pitching, but instead it is still Cody Ponce who is coming back out for his 6th inning of work. And he'll be facing Okada, Nakagawa, and Mune here as the right-hander ready to go to work. 79 pitches through 5 innings for the American right-hander, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Okada. Okada tonight 0 for 2. He has struck out and popped to third in his 2 trips to the plate. Batting here, ready to face the right-hander for the 3rd time. Here's the 0-1 pitch. As Ponce now rocks into the motion and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses low, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. One would have to think that Utagawa will be making another appearance in the next half inning for the Buffaloes. We have seen Utagawa close out some games in his short career. The 1-1 on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-1. A little surprising that they would go right after Utagawa and be attacking him and swinging at his pitches. Utagawa does have some challenges. He does walk batters. He's in his career 25 walks and 41 2/3 innings. He's an intriguing power arm to look at. He'll be 25 years old after the season. As the 2-1 is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It is lifted in the air into left field. Camping out underneath it is Matsumoto. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Okada for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Kai Nakagawa. Well, for Nakagawa, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a homer in 2 trips. He's also struck out looking. He's the only run so far produced here by the Buffaloes. as he hit that solo shot to left field back in the second inning. Game here has had a pretty decent clip to it, as the right-hander Ponce ready to go to work again. Here comes the first offering to Nakagawa. As he rocks into the windup and delivers, it is a fastball swung on. This is lined into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Nakagawa is going to have his second hit of the ball game. It's going to be the fifth hit tonight by our accounts, off the bats of the Orix Buffaloes. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Yumamune. It might be the sixth hit according to the official scores, but I'm looking to see where that other hit was. I just can't see them giving that hit earlier in the ball game to Gibbo. Looked like it was purely an error to the shortstop Yamada. We'll see if that's what they've done. Well, that is going to bring up Mune to the plate. Mune tonight is officially 1 for 2. He has reached base both times. He had a single in the second, and he reached on an error in the fourth. Bats here with one gone in the sixth inning. Have to keep our eye on Nakagawa. He can run. He doesn't run a whole lot. He's got a couple of stolen bases this year. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This is grounded up the middle, fielded by Yamada. Over to second for one, back to first, and it's in time. It's going to be an inning-ending double play. Oh, that was a nice defensive play, considering the butchery that they have produced in the middle infield with 3 errors tonight. The Fighters roll a beauty double play. That's going to go in the books as a 4-6-3 variety, or check that, a 6-4-3 variety. And that will do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the inning. No runs. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the seventh inning. Your score is the Fighters 1 and the Buffaloes 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight. Hopefully somebody will score a run. We'll be right back after these.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in. Check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. That short night of work for Yuki Utagawa is he's going to leave the ball game with 1 inning in relief. It's going to be Taisuke Yamaoka coming in relief. The right-hander is going to be making his 15th appearance of the year. He's got a win and a loss to his name. He has worked 73 1/3 innings, and he has got himself allowed 62 hits, 27 walks. He has struck out 73, and he has an ERA of 2.58. So obviously, coming out of the All-Star break, they're going to give their starter, or one of their starters, an opportunity to keep himself in going here, and that is going to be Yamaoka coming in. So I'm interested to see how far they're going to go with Yamaoka in this one here, if they were going to use the pitcher Utagawa as a bridge. Well, he's going to be facing Ariel Martinez, Kazunori Ishii, and Tori Fushimi. Again, another tough way for those people who like to gamble on the NPB, how the teams manage their arms, a little different than what you would see in Major League Baseball, as the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So I wonder if they're piggybacking their arms tonight, because they have had a little bit of time off in the last few days. So here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count now is 1 ball and 1 strike to Martinez. So Yamaoka not in a familiar position, obviously pitching out of the bullpen, as most of his games have been starts this year. Here's the 1-1. There's a fastball that comes in at the knees for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Friend Zay says, do you really hope that they would put the game back onto DraftKings? I don't do DraftKings. I don't know if Living Room Sports has his take on that one here. As that fastball just misses down and away, the count goes to 2-2 on Ariel Martinez. We get a look at that one on the overhead view. The up-down looked pretty good. In, out. Again, I'd have to say the home plate umpire has been spot on here tonight. That pitch looked like it was just off the outside corner and not by much. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. Count now goes to 3-2 on Martinez. I usually lament the fact of the umpiring, the way that it is sometimes in the NPB, that just there is a lack of consistency. This home plate umpire tonight has had himself a good ball game. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. And it is a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Martinez didn't like it. But that is going to retire him for the first out of the inning. A great pitch there by Yamaoka. And that will bring up the designated hitter, Kazunori Ishii. Fred James asked the question, what happens if it's a draw at the end of 9 innings? They don't really call it a draw. They'll say it's a tie game after 9. In the Japanese league, they can play up to 3 extra innings in the regular season. If it's still tied after 12 innings, then the game goes down as a tie. There's a first pitch fastball that misses outside, and count is quickly 1-0 to Kazunori Ishii. Ishii has struck out and grounded out his 2 trips to the plate. And the pitch on the way, it's a breaking ball that pours in for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Major League Baseball, what they'll do is they play the extra innings until the game is done, but they put a ghost runner over at second base, meaning they always start the inning with a runner at second. There's a fastball that is swung on and it's lifted foul. It's going to reach the upper deck of the seats down the left field line. Runs the count to 1-2 on Ishii. So a little bit different depending upon the league, but traditionally speaking, they never used to have runners or anything else. That's the way it kind of is. Our friend Zay said it disappeared off the app after the 3rd inning. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't really get into the DraftKings stuff so much. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. Rojas in the house asked the question, says, what's the prediction of the chat and the streamer? I'm still leaning towards the Buffaloes in this one here, as they are the top team in the league, although they don't have the offense in their lineup tonight like they normally do, as that fastball swung and fouled away and the count remains at 2-2. If they had to come late in the game, I think the Fighters' bullpen's not that bad. The Buffalo's bullpen is pretty solid. But in this particular situation, they don't have some of the regulars in the offense. So here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly to second, fielded by Gibbo, who throws to first. That's going to retire Ishii on a ground out 4-3. Ishii gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to the catcher, Tori Fushimi. Well, for Fushimi, the former Buffalo, he's having himself a night tonight. He's 2 for 2, both singles. He was erased in a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning, and he was stranded at second back in the 5th. Cody Ponce looking all the part of coming back in for yet another inning. I would have never guessed it. But yet there he is down the left field line, getting himself ready to come back out for a 7th inning of work. And here's the pitch from Yamaoka. It's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Fushimi. So back to Rojas, who asked the question, who we think is going to win tonight. With the Buffaloes in first place, they, as we said, have not rolled out their strongest offensive lineup. This would be a lineup that I would think late in the game that would be of better defenders. Certainly with Yuya Oda getting the start tonight. There's a ball that's chopped over to short, fielded on a hop by Kobayashi. He throws to first. Fushimi's going to be retired. That's going to go down as a ground out 6-3, and we are through here 6.5 innings in at the Hotomoto Stadium in Kobe. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. And if we look at that now, that is 8 in a row. Check that, 9 in a row retired by the Buffalo's pitchers. The Fighters' bats are in the freezer. We'll be back here in just a couple of moments, everybody. Appreciate you guys for listening in as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-1 is your score. We'll be right back after this from our friend of the channel, Eric.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the last half of the 7th inning. Our friend Rojas asked the question. He says, do you have a schedule? And Living Room Sports says it's a work in progress. The problem is I can set more of a schedule out in April, May, and June. We get into the month of July and August, and it becomes a bit of a more difficult thing to be able to do because my time here is spent running our daytime and programming. So that is where it becomes a bit of a challenge, especially on the days, the afternoons, and the weekends. Makes it harder to call games and to be able to do stuff. And so what we do is we do post up on our channel. If you bookmark the channel, about 30 minutes out. Generally speaking, on weekends, the early games that will go off at 10 o'clock Pacific time, Monday to Friday, we get done. As the first pitch from Cody Ponce is a breaking ball delivered that is swung on and missed by Kenya Wakatsuki, and the count is 0-1. 85 pitches through the 6 innings of work by Ponce. It's Wakatsuki, Oda, and Noguchi, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order. Rojas says he'd like to watch, listen to more, but hard to find streams. So, yeah, you can check it out. The other part to this is there's a fastball swung on and missed, and that count goes to 0-2 on Wakatsuki. Is that we are going to be in Japan from April the 19th until about the 6th or 7th of September. So, I won't be calling any games during that time, but we are going to be doing some reporting, and we're going to be getting a lot of action. And we may even do some updates, thinking about maybe doing some late night updates on the games, or especially from the games that we're going to attend, as that is a ball that misses outside. The count is 1-2. So if you're on the channel, be sure to bookmark it so you can check in on the daily of the things that we're going to be exploring and going through. We'll be in Korea for a day, and then we'll be back in early September, and we'll call a regular slate of games. In fact, probably a full slate of games from about the 8th of September right through to the end of the season. As that breaking ball misses down, the count goes to 2-2. And then what we will do after that is it'll get into the playoffs and into the Japan series, and that's where it'll end in October. So that is where our plans are at. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as he rocks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to third. Nice diving play by Kiyomiya. He gets up and he throws it, and that one gets away from the first baseman, but reaching safely at first. I don't think they're going to rule that as an error. It's going to be a single, but had the potential to be yet another error, as the Fighters already have made 3 in this ball game. A single by Wakatsuki, and it looked like he would have beaten it out, but he's not going to advance another base. Our friend Rojas says, hard to get Trevor Bauer stuff. Yes, it is. We've called a few games with Bauer. We'd like to be able to do some more of that stuff there as well. And stay tuned to the channel. So single for Wakatsuki. It is Yuya Oda who is coming to the plate. Whether people like Bauer or they don't like Bauer, certainly the word blackball could be used by Major League Baseball as they are shutting him out 2-year suspension and nobody wants to take him on. That's crazy. As there is a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say that Oda didn't go, and that's going to be a ball to him. Wakatsuki, the runner at first, and it was Oda who is trying to bunt here in this situation to move the runner along over to second base. Our friend Living Room Sports says black ball. Absolutely it was. Here comes the 1-0 as Ponce kicks and delivers again. Oda squares to bunt, and he bunts it foul behind home plate. The count goes to 1-1. Now, there's a word that comes up often in Major League Baseball called collusion. You can't tell me that not one of the 29 teams in the MLB couldn't use Bauer as one of their pitchers. I mean, how many terrible teams are there across the MLB? There's got to be at least 10 I can think of, starting with my favorite team, the Detroit Tigers. They're not very good. And you follow that up with the Kansas City Royals, Oakland A's. There's 3 more in the Colorado Rockies, and we're rolling them right off. Bauer couldn't help any one of those teams. I mean, even if you're in Colorado, you're kind of buried there too. There's no national eyes on those games. One ball and one strike here to Yuya Oda. There's a lot of reasons why we could point the fingers at Bauer. There's a fastball delivered. It's bunted down the first base line. It's picked up. They throw to first. That's going to retire Oda. That's going to be a sacrifice, 1-4 for the first out of the inning. Wakatsuki is going to be advanced over to second. Our friend Zachary says, and more women have accused him since that happened over the last 2 or 4 months. You know what they say, Zachary? When the cow falls, the butchers come out. Certainly, that is what is happening here. The vultures are surrounding the potentially payday of Trevor Bauer. I mean, it's interesting. It's like in the NFL sometimes when you see one player get accused of something, and the next thing you know, there's 20 other people jumping on the bandwagon. You know, not that they would make the accusation the day after it happened or when it happened, but they are all coming out of at a later spot. I always get a good kick at that. Sounds like our friend in the living room's been in the sauce a bit. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count is a 1-0 to Noguchi. Our friend Walking Spotted Dog says Jordan Lyle, Alex Fado, Luis Severino all have jobs, but yes, Trevor Bauer can't get a job in the MLB. And there's not like there's all kinds of people around North America that don't have other issues. He just happens to have the issues and making $27 million a year. There's a fastball that comes inside and it is hit Noguchi, but Ponce is pointing down to the third baseman. He wants to see if Noguchi has swung. He's been hit by the pitch. The third base umpire says, no, he didn't. And it looks like he's going to be awarded first base on a hit by pitch. Zach says, we're not going to defend Bauer, are we? No, not particularly. I mean, here's Bauer's got to do what he's got to do. But I have to tell you, when you look at a situation where you look at a guy like Marcelo Ozuna, he still has a job. And my question to that would be, why does he still have a job in the big leagues? You know, some of the things that went down with him, and I mean, he was suspended for a year. And let's just set Bauer aside, or at least suspended for the rest of the season because he had beaten up his girlfriend or did something along those lines. So now it becomes one other type of thing. So if you're going to scrutinize Trevor Bauer, which a lot of people are, and probably rightfully so, he's going to have to wear that. Then the next question is why does Marcelo Ozuna be treated differently? The other one that's in a similar camp is the Osuna, who's pitching for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks right now. And certainly for that Osuna, he has a very similar situation to Trevor Bauer. He's been exiled to the NPB. And that is where that stands. Well, it looks like we're going to have a runner here for Noguchi, or it's going to be Yumatangu who's coming to bat. So Yumatangu coming in here to pinch hit for Sho Gibbo with runners at first and second. So this is a turning point in the ball game. So Yumatangu coming in here to pinch hit. Zach says with Osuna, there was a video. Yes, absolutely. But yet the Houston Astros still went out of their way to take him and pick him up after all those events went down. That's the crazy part. But then can't re-sign him again. Anyways, we can get on to those topics a little bit later. Obviously, a hot spot. There's a first pitch fastball that is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Tongu. Tongu is the leading hitter in the Pacific League this year. He's batting .313. .313 as he bats here from the right side. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There is a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. Yeah, this is the point of the game right now that reminds me of last night's game with the Blue Jays and the Mariners. So the Blue Jays had the bases loaded, and then they pinch hit Alejandro Kirk, and he rolled into a double play. Well, let's see what Yuma Tongu can do here as he's facing Ponce. As they check the runner over at second base, here comes the 1-1. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Zach says the NPB is similar to AA and AAA talent, and he is on to that one for sure. Rojas says it's between AAA and MLB. In some teams, yes, but not all teams. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1. Certainly, the fighters are definitely not between AAA and Major League talent. That is absolutely correct. I would borderline and say I'm not sure they're AA talent. But for teams like the Orix Buffaloes or maybe Fukuoka, they could argue between AAA and Major League talent. Here comes the 3-1 pitch as Ponce holds to the set, and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away. It squirts away from the catcher, Fushimi. It's going to be ball 4 to Tongu. He's going to get himself a walk, and it's going to bring up the 3-hole hitter in Kentaro Kobayashi with the bases loaded and only 1 gone. So Wakatsuki is the runner at third. Noguchi is the runner at second. Tongu the runner at first. And I have to say that Ponce has pitched really well tonight so far, better than I have anticipated how he would throw. They've got a righty and a lefty in the bullpen. He's at pitch number 100. But why he is still out there, I don't know. Unless the manager Shinjo didn't think much of their bullpen. Ponce's day's been done a few innings ago. So the Buffaloes have a chance here to blow this thing apart. They've got the bases loaded and 1 out. It's Kentaro Kobayashi coming to the plate. It is in the bottom half of the 7th inning here as the first pitch from Ponce is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down and away. It's for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Well, in case you haven't missed it, Ponce has lost it here. He's hit a batter and walked the batter in the last 2 batters he's faced. It looks like he's out of gas, but Shinjo is letting him roll out here. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. I will say this about Ponce. He's done a good job tonight keeping the ball down. No doubt about it. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded down the right field line past the diving first baseman. Getting over to field it is Manami. 1 run is in. Rounding third and heading home is the 2nd run of the inning, and that is going to be a base hit here for Kobayashi, knocking in a pair. And now the Buffaloes have taken a 3-1 lead here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. So all you fans cheering for the Buffaloes, you can keep those pom-poms going because they now have themselves a 3-1 lead. And that is going to be the end of the night for Ponce. A little bit too late as far as I'm concerned, as Shinjo is now coming up to make the change. So Wakatsuki has crossed the plate for the 2nd run. The 3rd run here by Noguchi has made it a 3-1 ball game. Ponce's night is over. We're going to have a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. We'll be right back in just a moment. We do have ourselves that pitching change. We'll be right back after this.
Hey guys, while the manager's searching for a relief pitcher, let me help you with some relief channels. On top of mine and Freddy's, you can always check out Redbeard Breaks, Zero Fox Sports. You know another Hollis build, check them out again. Maybe Beast and Beauty Breaks, or even Dab's Family. Oh, looks like they have their pitcher, so after the game, check out some other videos by Freddy. They're fun, they're cool. Enjoy the game, peace out, and cheers!
Welcome back, everybody. We are back here with the action. So a 2-run RBI single by Kirby-Ashi, and that has made the scoreline 3-1. That is the end of the night for Cody Ponce. We do have a pitching change coming in, and it is going to be Leandro Cedeno, who is scheduled to come to bat. They are bringing on a right-hander here to face him are the Fighters, as it is going to be the right-hander Tamai coming into the ballgame. So this is Taisho Tamai who is coming in, or Hirota Tamai, depending on how it is looked at. We're going to see if we can get the proper way that they are referring to Tamai here. It is Tashio Tamai who is coming on in relief. This is going to be his 32nd appearance of the year. No wins and 2 losses. He's worked 21 2/3 innings. He's allowed 23 hits. He's walked 4 and struck out 16. And the first pitch to Cedeno is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Cedeno tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. He has struck out and grounded to short. He's batting here. He has had himself a great month, forcing himself into the lineup, and he has been producing at a pretty good clip. Here comes the offering now from the right-hander Tamai, who checks the runner at second and now delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. All the chat's picked up now. The living room was calling people out earlier, saying the chat was kind of boring. Well, we have an entertaining chat going on now. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. It's slicing toward the line, and it's just going to go foul. And that is going to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes to Cedeno. Well, the bottom line is it's not really defending the fact that the Guardians are not a very good team. That whole American League Central is not very good. Guardians, Twins, White Sox, Tigers, and Royals. It's almost in some ways an embarrassment when you, at one point there was almost all the teams were 500 and below. Yet the American League East, all 5 teams were north of 500. So here comes the 0-2 pitch to Cedeno as Tamai holds to the set. He checks the runner at second. Now delivers. It's a breaking ball that's down in the dirt, and it gets past the catcher all the way to the backstop. That's going to advance everybody up a base, and the Buffaloes are trying to keep it rolling here. Looks like the real fighters have shown up here in the 7th inning after sitting the table with 3 errors earlier in the game. So runners at second and third with a 1-ball, 2-strike count now here to Cedeno. I was going to say a couple other things just with regards to Bauer or regards to the Guardians as well. Guardians not very good. Then the closing shot I'm going to have with Bauer is that anything that he has been accused of or been put out to, as the pitch is ready to be delivered here by Tamai. And there is a breaking ball that misses down in the way. The count is now 2-2. And Zachary does make a point. He goes, you don't want people would you want your sister or your mother or your girlfriend or your wife to be treated that way? And I think that most people that would be reasonable people would say the same thing. No, you wouldn't. At the end of the day, it is out there in the media, whether it is how much of that is true, how much of it is not true. The old saying, where there's smoke, there is fire. As there's a fastball that is swung on and chopped foul down the third base side, and the count remains at 2-2. How much of it is to be believed? You have to pick through some of the nonsense, but certainly there's enough of it out there that something has had to have happened. And it certainly doesn't put Trevor Bauer in a good light, no matter how you want to spin it. That's all we have to say on that one. And we'll be back as we are back to the action. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Cedeno here is battling the reliever Tamai, who works to the set position on in relief of Cody Ponce here on the 7th. And there's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. There's an opportunity here for Cedeno to cash in a couple of more runs, and if he can do that, that should put the game out of reach, because realistically speaking, the Fighters' offense is what I would call impotent. They do not score a ton of runs, and they don't score them in bunches. And so if the Buffaloes can add a couple more here, this might put this game out of reach. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down. It's going to run the count now to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Rojas is, it's the way it is, and that's the way it goes. And the other part, I will add one last piece of this. You can be a fan of the player for what they do on the field. It's also the other part is off of the field, and that's the other stuff that is a bit of a challenge. And sometimes you can admire somebody for their work on the field. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is gone. A home run, a 3-run shot by Leandro Cedeno. And that is going to increase the score line to 6-1. Oh boy, that ball got that one out in a hurry, as Cedeno has now hit his 7th homer of the season. The big fella here with his 24th, 5th, and 6th RBIs. He is putting himself a stamp on this team as a middle of the order hitter, giving the Buffaloes what they've been looking for this year. Some power in the middle of the order with consistency after Yataro Sugimoto had that injury back in the month of May. He is now picking up the slack here for sure. A 3-run shot for the Buffaloes here in the 7th inning. And I have to say, it is going to be a tough night the rest of the way for the Fighters. They're going to have to find their way back into this one. They just don't have enough bullets in their gun. So 6-1 is the scoreline with this 5 spot here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That's going to bring up T. Okada to the plate, as there's still only 1 gone. Franze says a 12-game losing streak is incoming. Well, unfortunately, that's what it's looking like right now. And we'll see here in the next little bit if the Hawks are going to join him. And it looks like that's going to be it for Tamai, as his night is going to be over, as they're going to make yet another pitching change a little bit too late here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds as we're going to the bullpen again. Your score is now 6-1 for the Buffaloes. Hang tight. We'll be right back. And as we said before, we'll stick around and do a little channel surfing. After this game is done, we'll look on some of the other games that are underway. And hopefully you guys can join us for that once this game is complete. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Shun Fukuda coming in relief. It's going to be his 11th appearance. The 4-year veteran is making his, as we said, 11th appearance of the year. 10 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed. He's walked 2 and struck out 7. He has yet to give up an earned run in the 2023 campaign. So he is taking over here in relief of Tamai, who had served up that 3-run bomb to Leandro Cedeno. And who's he going to face? Well, it's going to be T. Okada and then Kai Nakagawa to come to bat, as there's still only one gone here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Friend Rojas says he subscribed a while back, but he can't catch content unless it's weekends. Yeah, we do a lot of our stuff on the weekends. That's usually the best part to be able to do it. We are going to do some stuff midweek. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So we are going to be able to do some of that as well. And then, of course, as we said, we also are going to be doing some stuff in Japan, as there is a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. So hopefully you guys can join us for some of that content as well. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2 on Okada. Okada's going to feel a little hard done by tonight. He might feel that he has been taken, or he has seen some tough pitches. He might be right. But the umpire tonight behind the plate has done a pretty solid job for the most part. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Fighters will have to look to see if they got anything up their sleeves. They're going to have to get a run or two in the next inning. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed. The lefty Fukuda climbed the ladder and blew Okada away for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Kai Nakagawa. Nakagawa tonight is 2 for 3. He's got a homer and a single with a strikeout looking. As he bats here from the right side, facing the lefty here for the first time. He's raised his average to 254 on the year. As he swings through a breaking ball, and the count is quickly 0-1. Nakagawa digging in, ready to go again. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. Ball and 1 strike is. The lefty kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's chopped over to third. Fielded neatly by the third baseman, Kiyomiya. He fires across the diamond, and that is going to do it. It's a ground out to third for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in the 7th inning. They send 8 batters to the plate to the Buffaloes, and they score 5 times. There were 5 runs in the inning on the benefit of only 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 8th inning. Your score is 6-1 for the Buffaloes. We'll be right back in just a couple of moments. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat. We'll see what they got left. Appreciate you guys all for listening in here tonight. It is the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel giving you all the action on tonight's game. We'll be right back in just a few.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. That's Matt Hollish. Be sure to check him out after the ball game. Another Hollis build. We'll be back in just a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat for the Fighters here in their half of the 8th inning. It'll be Kamikawa Kabata, Yamada, and Isabata. The 5-run spot in the bottom of the 7th inning has given the Buffaloes a 6-1 lead. And it is going to be another pitcher. It is going to be Abby coming into the ballgame. So the pitching parade for the Buffaloes continues as they have gone to their bullpen yet again in this one. We thought that Yamaoka may have stuck around for a little bit, but he isn't. He only came in for the one, so it is going to be the right-hander. That'll be Shota Abe coming on in relief, making his 32nd appearance of the year. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter as Alan Hansen is in the ballgame, and he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. Count is 1-0 or 0-1 to him. We do have a defensive change in the ball game, as we'll have to get that for the Buffaloes as well. So here comes the 0-1 to Hansen. There's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count goes even to 1-1. Hansen, the former Toronto Blue Jay, but more probably remembered as a San Francisco Giant. He's batting a .145 on the year with 3 homers and 7 RBIs. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right field, moving over toward the foul line. Now into foul territory, and making the catch is Noguchi. And that is going to retire Hansen for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That's, I think, the first time I have seen Alan Hansen in a Fighters uniform. So he is gone for 1 out. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Haruka Yamada. So Yamada 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded the short and struck out his 2 trips to the plate. As he is waiting here now on the offering from the left-handed hitting. He's facing the left-handed hitting Yamada, but it doesn't look like it's Yamada. It looks like we're going to have ourselves another pinch hitter here. As they're rolling out the pinch hitters in this one now. It's a left-handed stick at the plate, and the pitch is a fastball that misses outside. This is Asama, one of the outfielders. So Daiki Asama in the ball game. As the count is even at 1-1. Asama on the season only batting .226. He takes a fastball down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Abe not wasting any time. He is working quickly here. So Daiki Asama in the ball game. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2. Sama has no homers and 4 RBIs this year. He was a regular in the 2021 season. He had over 450 plate appearances. That year he batted .251. Last year he was a part-time player, and this year, same thing, not getting a lot of at-bats. There's a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called third strike. Oh, Sama stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that one go by for out number 2. That's going to leave it up to the top of the order to the center fielder, Ryota Isabata. Our friend Zay and Rojas are talking about who they think that, where maybe Otani may go. Rojas asked the question, if anybody watches the KBO, there's a fastball that misses inside. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say that he went, and it is Imanaga who's pinch hitting. So emptying the bench is Shinjo in this one. No balls and 1 strike. Should have emptied the bullpen a little bit sooner. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count now goes to 0-2, so they're going to have all kinds of changes coming up in that next half inning. It's Yuma Imagawa at the plate as he finds himself 0-2. He's batting .225 on the year with no homers and an RBI. Pitch is delivered. It's a fastball that is swung on in the dirt. Missed. Imagawa racing to first base, and they throw down to first, and he is going to be retired for out number 3, and that is going to do it here as the Fighters go in order here in their half of the 8th inning. So Imagawa is the 3rd out of the inning. That will do it. They got no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Buffaloes 6, the Fighters 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back at the call at the bottom of the 8th inning when we return after this. Appreciate y'all for listening in here with us. Our friend Rojas says, yeah, the bench is clearing, but they should have cleared the bullpen. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. If you want some wild and crazy stuff, go check his channel out after the game. He has got all kinds of weird and crazy things that go on there, including drinking some wild hot sauce when he tries to make his picks for the football and he gets them wrong. He has his hot sauce pick of the week. That is where things go. Well, it is going to be a right-hander coming into the ball game, another pitcher yet. This is going to be number 13 for the Fighters as we check on this. And this is going to be Tsubasa Nabatame. So Tsubasa Nabatame coming into the ball game as he is taking over here, as he will be the 4th pitcher used by the Fighters tonight. So Nabatame coming in, and he is going to be facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the batting order. Yuma Tongu, Kenya Wakatsuki, and Yuya Odo. For Mune tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's also reached on an error and grounded into a double play. And the first pitch he sees is a fastball ripped into right field for a base hit. And he's aboard with a leadoff single here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. What I'm thinking about doing is after this one is done, we're going to give you the recap. We'll give you the rundown. But I'm thinking about creating yet another stream to be able to go live with. We can give you guys some channel surfing for the NPB. We can maybe do that for about an hour or so, 45 minutes to an hour, and surf some of the other games, as everything is now underway across the NPB. But that is what we're thinking about doing. If we get enough of an audience, I think we would probably consider doing it. There are wholesale changes, as there are 5 defensive, including the pitcher, for the Fighters. Now we'll have to get you caught up on that as we move along. There's a breaking ball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to Wakatsuki. Other scores for across the NPB, it's 1-1 in the top of the 3rd. That game is between the Tigers and the Swallows. That is at the Jinju Stadium. In the top of the 5th inning, Giants have a 2-0 lead over Yokohama. Right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. Is chopped up the middle. Fielded over to by the second baseman, over to Hansen, covering for 1. Back to first. That's going to be a double play. That's the 2nd time tonight that Wakatsuki's grounded into a double play. He's got 2 hits and 2 grounded into double plays. That goes as a 4-6-3 variety, as he is going to be retired. Mune is erased for the first out in that, and the second out is Wakatsuki. It's going to leave it all up to Yuya Oda. And for Oda in this one here, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out looking, grounded to second. He had a nice sacrifice bunt in the 7th inning. The first pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. The Carp have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st over the Dragons. That game is at the Mazda Stadium in Hiroshima. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball that just misses down for a ball, and the count is now 2-0. The Lions have a 2-0 lead over the Eagles. That's in the top of the 2nd inning. The Marines have a 2-1 lead over the Hawks. That's in the bottom of the 5th. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-0. And of course, this game here, 6-1 right now at the Moto Field in Kobe, as we are in the bottom of the 8th inning. Our friend Dinger says he'd probably enjoy a little bit of that. Rojas says he's unfortunately going to leave after this one. We'll see what we can do. We're looking at the possibility of being able to do that channel surfing for a bit. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and that is going to be ball 4 as Yuya Oda is going to get himself a 2-out walk. That's going to bring up the top of the order and Tomoya Noguchi. Well, for Noguchi tonight, he is officially 0 for 3. He has struck out. He has flown to center. He did reach on an error by the shortstop, and he's been hit by a pitch. All of those runs, with the exception of the home run by Cedeno, were charged to the starter Ponce. There's a first pitch fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Friend Rojas says it's 2:30 Pacific, and he's got to be up by 7. Well, I don't have to be up by 7 tomorrow, but I am going to get up probably about 9 after this one here. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul down the first base line, and the count goes even at 1-1 to Noguchi. Noguchi was a busy man, made yeoman's work of a evening defensively in the first inning. He had caught 3 fly balls. And to think about it, in this ballgame here, the Fighters are right now only 4 batters over the minimum. There's a ball in the dirt. Off to the races goes the runner Oda. He's going to steal second base. 5-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's probably still a reason in which to run. Usually, is it 7 through 7, I think, is the rule of thumb where teams will shut down the stealing. If you're up by 7 after the 7th, you're not usually running so much, but it is only a 5-run lead here. So 2 balls and 1 strike to the batter Noguchi here. As Oda is now the runner at second base, they're looking to extend their lead on the Buffaloes. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and is hammered foul down the right field line. It's going to run the count to 2-2. James Connolly says, keep fighting, Fighters. Now 12 losses in a row. The blood is hard to stop when it starts flowing. That's exactly. They got to try to stop the bleeding somehow, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen tonight unless they have a miracle up their sleeves in the 9th inning. As we said, only 4 batters over the minimum have the Buffaloes had to face tonight. Where are they going to hit the ball? Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into deep center field. This is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be off the wall. That's going to get a run in. Fielding the ball in center field and firing it back in. And racing all the way to third base with a triple is Noguchi. He's got himself an RBI triple. That's going to extend the lead to 7-1. I can understand they had to play the outfield in shallow because they had to throw a run into the plate. If they had a single, that was going to ultimately have to be, they're going to have to throw the runners out. And now what ended up happening is it ends up being a triple over the head. If they were probably playing back in a no doubles defense like they would be earlier in the ball game, that may have been an out. But now it is a 7-1 ball game, and that is going to bring up, or it's scheduled to bring up Yuma Tongu. So we'll see what they have to offer here. Tongu did come into pinch hit. However, I do think that they made a defensive substitution. When they did that, they went to a different player at second base, and this is Oshiro, who is at the plate right now. So this is Koji Oshiro. Oshiro, appearing in his 35th ball game, he's only had 26 at-bats. He's batting .231 on the year with a homer and 10 RBIs. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and it's chopped foul over on the third base line. The count is 1-1 to Oshiro. We saw Koji Oshiro get some starts early in the season. But there's been a bit of a revolving door for the Buffaloes at second base. There's been Marwin Gonzalez. There's been Ryo Adachi. There's Oshiro. There's Sho Gibbo. So 1 ball and 1 strike here. As the right-handed hitting second baseman waits his turn. And the pitch. Fastball swung on, it is lifted foul down the right field line. Count is 1-2 to Oshiro. Our friend Rojas says that he has to get some sleep. We appreciate you being here. And thanks for stopping in on the channel tonight. Hopefully we'll catch you again later. Our friend James says he wants to move to the USA from Australia. Is it easy to get a regular job there? As there's a fastball swung on and grounded over to second. Fielded neatly, and they throw to first. That's going to retire Oshiro on a ground out 4-3. Well, first off, I'm not in the United States, so I can't tell you about that. But certainly there are a lot of jobs that are available post-pandemic. Not sure where all those workers went after the pandemic had started. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. Your score after 8. It is a 7-1 ball game now for the Buffaloes over the Fighters. We'll be back for the top of the ninth inning in just a moment. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Here is another one from our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel as we move to the top of the 9th inning. It is yet another pitcher coming on in relief for the Orix Buffaloes as they are going to turn the baseball over to Honda, who is coming into the game to finish off this one here. So Hitomi Honda on in relief, making his 26th appearance of the year. He's got 2 wins and 1 loss. He's worked 28 2/3 innings, allowed 26 hits, 10 walks, 31 strikeouts. His ERA is at a fluffed up 4.71 so far this year. So the 24-year-old, or soon-to-be 24-year-old, ready to take over here. His birthday is on the 27th of July. So about 4 days away. So he is going to be facing the right-hander hitting Go Matsumoto, Kataro Kiramiya, and Chusei Manami. And the first pitch from Honda is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. So no balls and 1 strike as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend James says to look into that. Yeah, it's certainly a lot of jobs both on north of the border and south of the border, but it really depends on the field of work that you're looking for, and that's going to be the hard part. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count now goes to 1-2 on Matsumoto. If you would have asked me as a young guy some 25, 30 years ago, I would have loved to have worked in the States. And I was talking about this the other day when we were down in Seattle and saying about, I don't know if even though I might want to work in the States, I don't know if I want to live in the States. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And there's certain areas of the States that you would want to live in and other areas I don't think I'd want to. There's a lot of social issues, a lot of crime in some areas. Really surprised at the amount of crime that has been taking place in San Francisco, or at least the reports of it. certainly down in the Bay Area, and it is one of those ones that really has left us shaking our heads. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle past the glove of the shortstop, Kirby into center field. Matsumoto is going to have himself his first hit of the evening, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Kentaro Kiyomiya. So maybe the Fighters aren't dead yet. They do have life here in the ninth inning with a runner on and nobody out. That brings up to the plate Kiyomiya, who is a 1 for 3 tonight. He has been the entire offense for the Fighters. He hit that solo homer back in the first, and after that, it's an all Buffalo night. So Kiyomiya here waiting on the first offering from the right-hander Honda, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and tap foul. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Kiyomiya. Friend Dinger says a lot of that is overblown by the media, and that 100% is correct. When our friend earlier here was in the house, we were talking about some controversial issues. Sometimes the media really blows up a lot of stuff out of proportion. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down. A good stop there by the catcher. And so you do have to take some of that with a grain of salt. Although I have to say this, I had some friends that were in San Francisco more recently, and they were saying how disappointed they were. Just the amount of homelessness, the drug use in the downtown core area. They felt walking around wasn't so much of an issue in the daytime. It just got really seedy really quickly in the evening, and they have 2 young children. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. But the other thing that was noticeable was they'd been to San Francisco before, so they were saying about the amount of stores that had closed up. That was another thing that is to their attention. And also things that were boarded up in the downtown area. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down. They appeal over to third. They say Kiyomiya didn't go, and the count goes to 2-2. So those things were eye-popping to them, at least from what they had remembered from before they were there a few years ago, pre-pandemic, to where it is now. I don't have anything to compare it to because I've never been to San Fran. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander is working to the set and now delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. It's tapped slowly down the third baseline. Mune is going to let it roll, and it's going to hit the bag at third base, and that's going to be a single. Oh, the Fighters looking like they have some fight in them still. That's going to put runners at first and second with nobody out, and it's going to bring up Chusei Manami to the plate. Well, Kiyomiya hit the ball. It was a slow ball chopped down the line, and really Yuma Mune did what he probably should have done. I don't think he had a chance to get Kiyomiya at first, so he just jumped out of the way to let it roll, hoping it would roll foul, and instead it hit the base at third base. And that ended up being a single for Kiyomiya. That puts runners at first and second with nobody out and brings Manami to the plate. So Manami stepping to the dish. He's 1 for 3 in this one here. He's flown to right. He has flown to center, and he has singled in his 3 trips. And the pitch is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep center field. Moving over is Nakagawa, and that ball is going to get down. And it's going to be a base hit here for Manami, and that is going to stop everybody there on the bases. It's going to be a long single. We got some cheers over there from the Fighters bench. I don't know where that was. It looked like the ball was going to go straight over the head, but it looked like it took off in the wind. The runners had to hold up here. So that's a long single. When you look at that, that ball ended up getting knocked down in the wind. I'm not sure where Nakagawa was going. He was right back on the warning track, but you can see how the wind is blowing in from right field. It just knocked it straight down. That's going to load the bases here. It's going to bring Ariel Martinez to the plate. So the bases are full of Fighters here. And our friend Zay says, is the grand slam incoming? Well, James wanted to know earlier, the pitching coach is out to the mound. This would be one of the players to do it. Ariel Martinez has 11 homers on the year. Other than Manami, nobody else is in double digits for the Fighters. But they've got the right hitter at the plate for it. Bases loaded, nobody out. 7-1 is the score. We're in the top of the 9th inning. What happened to all the people in the chat earlier who are wanting for this? It's either two things are going to happen. The Buffaloes are going to win this game, or the Fighters are going to have the greatest comeback of the season. Either way, they're going to miss out. Here comes the first offering to Martinez. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. I have to say, I've seen Honda pitch quite a few times this year, and he does not look like the Honda last year. This year's version of 2023 Honda has a lot of rust. So 1 ball and no strikes to Martinez. He's in a good hitting count right away. You would think he's going to get a fastball to hit. Here comes the 1-0. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball. It's swung on his pop foul behind home plate. I think Martinez wants a do-over on that one. I think he'd like to have that one back. The count is even now at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ariel Martinez. Well, we thought that this would be a quick ending, but maybe we aren't going to do our channel surf as this game is starting to drag on a little bit here. Thought we might be done around 2:30 Pacific. Now it just carries on. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that misses well off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Martinez. So we'll have to make a decision. We might just stay right in this stream and give you the look around and try to pick up one of the other feeds before we sign off for the night. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The right-hander delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away. The count now goes to 3-1 on Martinez. Well, there's nowhere to put Martinez. The bases are loaded. As we said, we've got the runner at third is Matsumoto, the runner at second, Kiyomiya, and the runner at first, Manami. Nobody out here in the 9th inning. Action now in the bullpen for both of these ball teams, or for the Buffaloes, and there's also action in the Fighters' pen. I guess they're anticipating maybe a 10th. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung, and this ball is belted into deep left center field. It's got a chance, and this ball is gone. A home run and a grand slam for Ariel Martinez, and that is going to cut the lead to 7-5. Oh boy, we got ourselves a ball game here. Everybody who left for the exits when it was 6-1, they might want to get another ticket to come on back in to watch the finish of this one, as it is going to be Matsumoto, Kiyomiya, and Manami all crossing the plate here ahead of Martinez, who has hit his 12th homer of the year. A grand slam home run here in the 9th inning has cut the gap to 7-5. Our friend James Connolly listening in the chat here with us. Maybe he is making his predictions a little earlier. I was asking to see if we've ever seen a grand slam home run, and that is going to be it for Hitomi Honda. His night is over as the manager and is making his way to the mound. So Honda's night is done. Nakajima ready to come out and take the ball from him, as he is the one making the tour to the pitching mound. That is going to be it for him. Hang tight, everybody. We have a stoppage in play. 7-5 is your score. We'll be back here in just a couple moments after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool to go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Welcome back, everybody. We started the ball game with a Yamazaki, and it looks like we are going to finish a game with a Yamazaki. It is going to be the right-hander Sachiro Yamazaki coming in. He is making his 35th appearance of the year. He has 34 and a third innings pitched. He has no wins, no losses. He does have 3 saves. He's allowed 26 hits. He has walked 12 and struck out 41. He's got an ERA of 1.57. So the 6th overall pick of the 2016 draft. Here, the 25-year-old taking over, as he is going to be set to face Kazunori Ishii with nobody out here in the 9th inning. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Ishii tonight is 0 for 3. He's grounded out to second twice, and he is struck out in his 3 trips to the plate. As the right-hander works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul into the seats down the third base line. It's going to run the count to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So Ariel Martinez with the big blast. Cut the lead to 7-5. And who knows, maybe that run that was scored by the Buffaloes in the 8th inning on that RBI triple by Noguchi might have something to do in this one here, or have something to say on that one. So no balls and 2 strikes it is here to Ishii. As that last pitch that he swung on and it was fouled into the catcher's mitt, but he wasn't able to hang on, was the catcher Wakatsuki. Here's the 0-2. There's a fastball swung on, it is chopped softly over to first. That is going to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes. Tori Fushimi, who has a couple of hits tonight, waits his turn on deck. We're in the top of the 9th inning. It is a 7-5 ball game for the Buffaloes. The big blow by Leandro Cedeno, the 3-run homer in the 6th inning, put the Fighters up in this one. There's another fastball swung on and fouled away. 3-run homer gave them a 6-1 lead. They added one more in the bottom of the 8th inning. But the grand slam here by Martinez has the ball game at 7-5 now here on the top of the 9th. No balls and 2 strikes to Ishii. Here's the pitch from Yamazaki. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Because of the split finger variety, and Ishii is down on strikes. He's gone for out number 1. That'll bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. Well, for Fushimi tonight, 2 for 3. He's got 2 singles. His 3 trips to the plate. He's also grounded out to short. This one here is still going on. We may have ourselves a pinch hitter here, and it looks like we do. So we've got a pinch hitter for Fushimi. 2 hits for tonight. He's not going to get a chance to swing the bat again. This is Yuki Umbayashi. The first pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses for a ball. The count is 1-0. So Umbayashi here to hit. And the pitch to him is a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow right field. Moving over underneath it is Noguchi. And he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it for the pinch hitter Umbayashi. He's gone for out number 2. So 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to Alan Hansen as he came on in the 8th inning to pinch hit for Daigo Kamikawa, and he stayed in the ball game at short. So Hansen trying to keep it alive here in the 9th. So if anybody, I don't know what the over-under on this game was, but we were sailing right along through 6 innings, looking like it was going to be an under. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Hansen. Hansen batting from the left side here. 9 for 36 now on the season. If he wants to stay in the NPB next year, he better find a way to get something going. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and in. Count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Dinger says, looks like the over-under on this game was 6. Well, the game there was looking like an under until the 7th inning, and then the 7th inning with the 5 spot by the Buffaloes, and then one for good measure in the 8th, blew that apart. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1 to Hansen. Hansen yet to get a knock in this one. Our friend Zay said he would have taken the under in the 5th. Yeah, there's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 3-1 on Hansen. Well, you don't want to bring the tying run to the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike to Hansen. You want to let Hansen do the damage here. If he could put the ball into the seats, let him do it, but let him find a way to get himself out. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Moving back is Nakagawa in front of the warning track, and he makes the grab, and that is going to do it. Oh, boy, that mercifully puts an end to this one here, as that is going to do it for out number 3. Well, the Fighters made a game of it in the 9th inning. They got 4 runs in the inning on 4 hits. The big blast was the grand slam by Ariel Martinez. There were no errors and nobody left the board. Your final score is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters falling to the Orix Buffaloes 7-5. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments to wrap this one up. Appreciate everybody who has listened into this one here tonight. We'll be back here in just a few, and we'll get you also caught up with scores from around the NPB. I'll give you our thoughts after this. Here is our friend Steve again.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Each smile comes back again. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to give you the wrap up here, and then we're going to call it a night. We're also going to do the look at the out of town scoreboard. So this one here got going in the first inning when the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters opened up the scoring with a solo shot by Kentaro Kiyomiya, his 5th of the year. That gave them a 1-0 lead, and then it looked like it was going to be all Buffaloes the rest of the night, as Kai Nakagawa hit a home run in the 2nd inning to even the score at 1-1. That was Nakagawa's 7th of the campaign. The scoring didn't get going until the 7th inning when a leadoff single by Kenya Wakatsuki. He was sacrificed over to second by Yuya Oda. And then Tomoya Noguchi was hit by a pitch. And then Sho Gibbo walked. Actually, it was Yumatangu who walked to load the bases. And up stepped Kentaro Kobayashi, and he had himself a 2 RBI single down the right field line to knock in a pair of runs. That made the score 3-1 Buffaloes. After a pitching change, it was Leandro Cedeno who stepped up to the plate. And he welcomed the pitcher Tamai with a 3-run shot to give the Buffaloes a 6-1 lead. In the 8th inning, the Buffaloes added another run. With 2 out, it was a walk to Yuya Oda. And then it was a triple by Tomoya Noguchi that brought home Oda with the 7th run of the ball game. And it was 7-1 at that point. Well, the Fighters in the 9th inning had 3 consecutive singles in a row. A single by Matsumoto, then Kiyomiya and Manami. Then up stepped Ariel Martinez, and he deposited his 12th homer of the year, a grand slam variety, into the seats in left center field to make the scoreline 7-5, and that is where this one ended. So your final score were the Buffaloes 7 and the Fighters 5. Unfortunately for Cody Ponce, he took the loss in this one. He drops to 0-2. It'll be Sachiya Yamazaki. I don't think he stuck around long enough to get the win. If I'm not mistaken, his win looks like it's going to go to Yamaoka on in relief, as he will pick up his win on the season. And so that is where we stay there. That is Walking Spotted Bear. Says he appreciates us as well, and we appreciate you and our friend Shotgun Shell. As we take a quick look around the NPB on the scores in this one, all the other games are currently underway. We'll top it off with the Pacific League. The Hawks are looking to break their losing streak as they have a 3-2 lead over the Chibalote Marines. That's in the bottom of the 6th inning in Chiba. the Balloon Dome in the bottom of the third inning. It's a 2-0 lead. Dietrich ends on the mound for the Lions in this one against the Eagles. Over in the Central League, in the top of the fourth inning, it is a 1-1 game between the Swallows and the Tigers. In the top of the sixth inning, it is the Giants leading the Bay Stars 3-0. The bottom of the third inning, it is a 1-0 lead for the Carp over the Dragons. That wraps up everything around the NPB. We appreciate everybody for being here tonight, whether it be Zach, the living room, our friend Walking Spotted Bear, James Connolly, Shotgun Shell, Zay. We have Dinger in the house, and anybody else, Rojas as well. Not to mention our other friends that popped in to say hello earlier, CV Baseball Card Collector. Appreciate him and everybody else in the channel tonight. Once again, everybody, it's been another Last Drafts Baseball production. Hopefully, we'll see you guys again later. Check the channel, bookmark us. You'll get a chance to see when the schedule is coming up here, and we'll give you some more games moving forward. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again soon.